Welcome to the most horsepowerful podcast on the internet, the Xbox Drive. Before we get this show on the road, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and ring that bell on YouTube, and leave a 5-star rating or review on your podcatcher of choice. If you want to continue the conversation after the show, make sure you join the Carpool Gaming Discord. For exclusive content and all the Carpool shows in one simple feed, head over to patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Finally, head over to carpoolgaming.com for all of your merch needs. Now, with all that out of the way, you better buckle up, Buttercup, because it's time for the Xbox Drive.
Greater than X.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 339 of the Xbox Drive. I'm one of your co-hosts, Fee. I hope you had a wonderful week. It has been a time and a half this week, so buckle up because it's going to be a ride and a half for sure. We have the fantastic and the most chill out of all of us, Bowza. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing a little better now than I was earlier. I did take a nice nap after work. That helps. Ate some food. I made myself Pillsbury cinnamon rolls for dinner because I'm a grown-up and I can do that.
Bro, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
Things are getting better since the workday ended. What about you, Sean? How are you today?
I didn't have that for dinner. Man, what am I even doing with my life? But for the video viewers, I have discovered the zoom slider. So we're going all the way up in a muff. Me and Mitch just going as close up as possible. We're doing it. Mitch, what's going on, man?
Nothing. I mean, I'm not as awesome as having cinnamon rolls awesome, because that sounds actually really awesome. Like, I can't even lie. If you're sad and you have cinnamon rolls and you're not cheered up, go to a doctor immediately.
Go to a doctor.
Go to a doctor. Cinnamon rolls make things so much better. It's insane. It's
insane.
insane.
I did go to the doctor. Actually, I had a blood test. I got the test of my ticker, just check out my heart a little bit. You know,
good job.
Think
Good job,
everything's
Dalton.
okay. Think that's
Still
okay.
ticking?
Still, the heart is still ticking. The ticker's still ticking. Yeah.
What a wild doctor's visit would that be if they like test your heart and they're like,
Ooh. Hello.
"Are you dead?"
I'm a ghoul.
I think I might be. I don't know.
Might be a ghoul. My blood test did take place in a little tiny doctor's office with Disney characters and butterflies on the wall, so I felt safe.
That's
Felt
called
like I
a
was in a safe
pediatrician's
space.
office.
I was good, dude. I was
You
good.
still go to your pediatrician all these years? He's like, "I'm a grown up." He's like, "You gotta find a new doctor. You can't keep coming here." He's like,
Oh my goodness.
Sean's had the same doctor since he was 3 years old.
I wish. My doctor retired, and now I don't know about my new doctor. You know, I just don't know. I miss my old doctor.
It's a tough change.
Yeah.
Funny enough, my doctor just moved back to Wisconsin. They were just like, "You know what? I don't like Arizona anymore. Moving back to Wisconsin." My kid's doctor, 1 month later, was like, "I'm done." I'm like,
Damn.
"Oh, great. Now we all need new doctors. Yay."
Guess I just won't go to the doctor then. Just figure this out on our own.
Yeah, that's not an option for me, unfortunately. I still have to go, but my primary, I should say. I still have the specialty doctors. Those are still good. Also, televisits. Thank God. Thank God, man. I walk in, do some blood work, and I just go back home. And a week later, they call me. I'm like, this is so much better than coming.
You ever do a
and seeing
televisit
yourself.
with like someone who isn't a podcast? You do televisit. It's basically a Zoom call, and you treat it like a podcast. What's up, everybody?
I do not. Say
Welcome
what's
to
up,
my
everybody.
doctor's appointment.
What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc? We're streaming live from your office. How are you doing? She's just like, what? She's just like royally confused. It'd be great.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Televisit episode 1. I'll
Hell
start
yeah.
recording them in OBS. Can't wait.
So good.
That's probably some HIPAA violation or something.
That
Or
is
just-
a
that's just
HIPAA
personal.
violation.
Yeah, it's like a
No.
super HIPAA. No, it's my own personal
wait,
info.
because
your own
you're
information.
allowed doing it. Yeah,
my own
it's
info.
your own.
Yeah. It's like it'd be really bad if I'm streaming other people's televisits. That's illegal.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be really bad.
Let's see what happens.
That'd be
Well,
really
actually,
bad.
you could do it because you're not bound by HIPAA. You're not a provider. See?
It's still illegal
Loopholes.
somehow.
We're fine.
Loopholes.
We love
can I
those
use that
around
in
here.
court? Can I bring you in court when I'm going to jail? Bowser said it was a loophole.
Bowser
They're
said.
Bowser
Bowser
knows.
said. Exactly. And they'll be
I
like,
read it on Reddit one day, you know? I was
guy
in
in
the
the
legal
street told
advice
me.
channel.
I
Yeah.
read it on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. Good lord. What's everybody been up to this week? What have we been?
Absolutely loving the internet this week. It's been really good.
Have you?
That's a great
I'm like,
place.
I've literally said out loud to myself, what am I doing here? I'm not enjoying this. I'm not
Yep.
enjoying being on Twitter. I'm not having fun. Why do I keep going back to it? It makes me question just like the hold these devices have on us, you know, our phones and our computer. Like, what am I looking for?
I was to a point today where I was at the dentist and I was so happy that I was disconnected from my phone for an hour and a half while I was at the dentist.
The dentist
I'm
is
like,
in the woods.
No, okay, I'm not.
On a mountain somewhere.
Wait, do you look at your phone while you're at the dentist? Like, are they cleaning your teeth and you have your
Oh
phone out?
no.
No,
not
I guess
while
I
they're
get
doing
what you're
this.
saying. I
Yeah,
understand.
no, I had my
understand.
phone in my purse and my my dental hygienist. I love her to death. Shout out Lisa.
What's up,
And
Lisa?
The
What's up, Lisa?
we love
Xbox
Lisa.
Drive says hello.
Happy
Exactly.
birthday, Lisa.
Next time, I'm gonna be like, one time I mentioned you on a podcast that I'm on, Lisa. Honestly,
Shout
she'd be
out.
like, oh my goodness, I would love to listen. She's so nice. 10 out of 10. But I was just like, you know what? I'm so happy to just be not connected and I'm not seeing everything that's currently going on in the world, because that's essentially what's been going on this week is just pummel after pummel, negativity after negativity. And I'm like, I don't need this.
We have different Twitter
I don't
feeds.
need it.
We have different Twitter feeds. Mine's for the most part, I see some people being dumb and negative, but then I see like a random video that makes me giggle. I don't know. Our Twitter feeds are very different.
Well, I mean, like this week, what? I've been on Rap Beef Twitter. I've been on Met Gala Twitter. I've
Rap
been
Beef.
on.
Kendrick Lamar got to this podcast now. Great.
We got to the K-pop feed, which also was a huge issue this week. Then we have Eurovision, and now we have everything happening at Xbox. And then I was hoping that we could try to spin the Xbox thing, and then you know what? No, because interviews are terrible. I'm having a week.
I'm gonna go back to rap beef because my mind went to food, like
Wrap
a wrap
beef
with
exactly.
a beef in it, like
Nice.
instead of a chicken
Don't
wrap,
air.
like a beef wrap. Yeah, that's
That's
where
weird.
I went, which
That's
sounded
weird,
way
though.
more fun to me.
Yeah.
Like she's like, I want to be positive, but I can't be. No,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. That's what I wanted.
Eventually we'll talk about it, but whatever, man. It's cool. What have people been playing? How about video games that have been making us happy?
Why don't we?
Hey,
Yeah.
anybody doing that? I mean, I've seen what Sean's been playing, but I'll let him talk about it.
He was allegedly working today.
I
but
was.
Exactly.
It said Stardew Valley all day.
I was
So late
working.
where he is, and all I see on Discord is Sean playing Stardew Valley. Go on,
It's like
Sean.
he
tell us
took a
about what you've been
secret
doing.
vacation day just to play Stardew. I see.
Serious.
I was literally on my own Zoom calls all afternoon. But yes, I happened to hit pause because I can't look. Stardew Valley, I talked about it on the Nintendo Drive, has taken over my life. One of the things, I have a lot of positive things to say about this game that came out in 2016. So, you know, come on down to the Xbox Drive for the latest and greatest brand new games and opinions on them. That's what I'm here to bring you. I can't save the game in the middle of the day. You only save at the end of the day. So what ends up happening is I kind of hit pause so that the time doesn't just run out and I don't like starve or fall asleep in the middle of nowhere. So I hit pause and kind of do some stuff and then I come back. And when I'm doing all of that on the computer that I still need to be on, which is the one I'm on with you guys right now, that means that Discord is going to show me playing Stardew all day long. And you know what? That's okay, because I might as well be. That's where my heart is. I want to be playing Stardew. Every moment of every day I wake up, I'm like, hooray, time to play Stardew. I finish work, put the kids to bed, I say, hooray, time to play Stardew. Mitch, power your dreams.
You know Hellblade comes out in less than 2 weeks, right? And you haven't played Hellblade.
This is the thing, Mitch, and I know that this is like it's like a check-in, this podcast that we do every single week, and it's like, I don't think that I would realize that time was passing if it weren't for doing these podcasts. You're like, oh, another Friday is here. Crap, that's been 7 full days. That's how time works. I understand calendars. And yeah, did I say last week on the show I will be stepping up and playing into some Hellblade? Definitely. Do I think about that every single time I instead start to play Stardew? I do. I am choosing to play Stardew. I am well aware that I'm running out of time about Hellblade, but if only Xbox would tell us that Hellblade's coming out. You know what I'm saying? If they only just had a commercial or two or something like that. But that's a whole other story. I'm not going to get onto that train because Stardew Valley is taking over my life. I'm almost at the end of the first full year. I'm surviving winter. I got to the bottom of the mines. I got like steel golden axes and water pails. I got a couple cows sitting next door to the chickens. I'm naming my cows after soda pop. I got Pepsi. I got Gatorade in there. I got, who else? I got Vanilla Coke. Shout out to Vanilla Coke. These are the names of my cows who I'm
Dr.
milking.
Pepper? What?
No Dr. Pepper.
What are you doing? There goes the sponsorship.
Sean, do you like money? Like, I'm just asking. Like, last time I checked.
Okay, nobody checked Discord or my playing status as I look off to the screen here and not play Stardew Valley while we're podcasting. But yeah, dude, I'm completely locked in, and this is the thing that kind of like I've been trying to avoid by not playing new games this year is I like what I'm doing right now. I'm having a great time in the mines. I'm catching all these squid. I found out that there's like this festival or thing or market that happens at night a couple days of the year. And you go to this man and I'm like, hey man, can I get into your submarine please? And he's like, no problem. That'll be $1,000. But we're going to go down to the bottom of the ocean and you can do some special fishing. Like that makes any sense, but I'm here for it. And yeah, Stardew Valley is open next to my screen here and the music is in my ears and it sounds very, very sweet. But that's what I'm here for, man. I'm playing Stardew Valley 2016, update 1.6. I'm super excited about it. Apparently, I mean, it's new to me. It could be 1.5, and I wouldn't know the difference. So it's super. Oh, guys, I'm playing everywhere I can.
Do it.
I will say IGN did do a review. So lately, IGN's been doing these reviews of like.
They heard me talk about it first. Like, we got to do another update. And just the other week, Fiona, we've been talking about Fallout 76, and they're like, IGN, new updated review. Yeah. Fallout 76.
But they gave that Stardew 10 out of 10.
I think it is a 10 out of 10. I've been thinking that. I'm like, it's a damn near perfect game, except for the fact that I can't save in the middle of the day.
Well, then it should be a 9.
9.5, yeah.
0.5. I was going to say, he's going
All
to
right.
get you with
9.5.
that 0.5. Yeah.
He only is 0.5.
At least I can save multiple farms. Not like that Animal Crossing. I'm starting Animal Crossing Stardew Valley beef. That's what's happening here. I don't want to start beef. I don't want beef. No, I don't want it. I take it back instantly. I got a
Beef
little
wraps,
excited.
not wrap beef. Come
Oh,
on.
beef wraps, yes. All the sauce.
Whatever you say,
Hey,
buddy.
play whatever makes you happy, buddy.
I don't even know anymore.
I don't know what you're saying at all. It's fine.
Okay, well, you guys can keep podcasting if you want. I got it open off to the side here and just kind of check out what's going on.
Bowser, what'd you
on my
play?
farm.
Well, first thing I'll shout out, not on Xbox. I've been playing a good bit of that. They're Endless Ocean Luminous on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm just scuba diving, swimming with all the fishies, scanning them, finding the weird ones, just picking up treasure, having a good time. Super chill vibes. You can't
Yeah.
beat that.
We need the
There's
super
an
chill
event
vibes.
going on this weekend. I'm doing event dives and finding even more special fish. That's good stuff right there. On the Xbox, though, maybe you've heard of this game. I don't know. It's kind of a small indie thing, so maybe not.
St.
Little
Gears.
Kitty, Big City. Beautiful new day one drop into the old Game Pass. I'm a cat. I'm tripping people. I'm rubbing against their legs. I'm stepping in paint and walking across the guy's painting. I'm doing it all. I'm being total cat, knocking down all of the flower pots. You name it, I've done it. I even get to eat fish sometimes, and then I get powered up.
Nice.
Sean?
Question. Chivos. Talk to me about Chivos. This seems like a game that you fire it up, you jump on your first head, and it gives you achievement. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
This seems like
you get some pretty easy Chivos.
Easy
I got a
Chivos.
few.
Knock
I
something
could see
off
where
the
there's going to
shelf.
be. Yeah, it's like you got to knock a few off the shelf, right? You know, you got to do a little bit of work here.
Makes sense.
But some of
ignore
those-
your owner, Chivo.
Well, I don't even know where my owner is.
And there you go.
Better.
That's
Fell out of the
life as a
window.
cat.
Fell out of a window.
It was
That was the
traumatizing.
intro of the game.
Land on your feet.
It is
Achievement.
the intro of the game. That's the whole game.
You fell out of your
You're
window?
lost in this big city.
Aw.
No. I was saying I thought your owner fell out of a window, not you
Oh.
fell out of a window. I was like, oh my God,
Well,
your owner
I
fell
mean-
out of a window.
Maybe I pushed him. I don't
Not
know.
yet. Damn.
That's the trip. That's the trip she was
Cats
talking
would.
about.
That's
Cat
the thing.
would
They
totally do
would.
it if they thought that that's what they wanted. They would do it.
Feel like you're having a bath? Let me grab the toaster. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Cats are evil.
Is evil scowl an achievement? Just staring at somebody all mean?
Oh man.
That's awesome.
The other game I've been playing is a very interesting game, nothing like anything I've ever played before. And it is called The Veil: Shadow of the Crown.
Ooh.
It's made by Falling Squirrel, and this game is made for visually impaired. So the entire game is audio based. You don't see anything. I mean, on the screen, it's like a dark screen with like colored dots just floating around because you can't see anything.
Really?
So in the story, you play as a blind princess who was out in a remote village when a war broke out, and she's just trying to get back home to her brother, the king. So you're like sword fighting people without seeing what you're doing.
What?
Yes. Super awesome game. Didn't take me too long to beat. I didn't do a lot of the side stuff because I needed to get it done for the Backtrackers meetup tomorrow to discuss it. So get in Discord, come hang out. You can hear all about it tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Hear
But
all about it.
yeah, works out perfectly, Mitch.
It does. Absolutely. I like it. That reminds me of the joke, like the April Fool's joke of like the Daredevil video game, and it was just a black screen. That's like the joke that some magazine or something had. It's like Daredevil first person action adventure game, and it's just a solid black screen. I'm like,
He has echolocation. He can sort of kind of see like that way.
you didn't push your
Mitch.
glasses up when you said
Nah,
that.
I
Thank
wanted
you.
to. I did want
Appreciate
to.
it.
Yes, thank you. Actually, he uses
outta here with that.
bat-like echolocation. I can't see in the chat. Gives a shout out to that game as well. I need that
Yes.
game. Audio. Yeah, it's cool.
Yep.
There's another there's a game called Perception, I think was kind of similar, which actually did use sort of like that Daredevil echolocation bat thing. Kind of neat. Kind of a neat little function, a little twist. I
Yeah,
feel like that'd
it
be
was-
so hard.
It was very interesting to play that game. Gives you a different perspective on things.
Do you actually try to play with your eyes closed?
Sometimes I did, but I mean, I'm just staring at a screen with not much happening on it anyways.
Right.
Though I guess
Veil.
there are times when you're like navigating through a little village, and if you walk to the boundary, like you could see on the screen that you're stopped, right? So you just,
Okay.
there it made sense to have my eyes open a little bit, but
Right.
the rest of
Slightly
the time,
helpful.
yeah. If I really had, like, the only problem is I couldn't listen to podcasts or streams or whatever while playing, like I usually do, right? Like
Right.
evenings, I got Mitch's stream in my ears, and you know, during weekends, it's usually podcasts playing. You know, it's just, but I couldn't do that. I had to like focus in on this game. So,
Makes sense.
but it was worth the experience. I had a good time.
cool. Was that on Game Pass?
No, it is not.
What did you end up playing it on?
Xbox.
Very good.
Yep.
Good job.
And then right before we started the show, I was playing my favorite, Vampire Survivors.
Oh,
did see
yes.
Operation Guns is out now, though there doesn't appear to be new achievements. I don't know why. It seems strange to
What?
me. There's like,
Didn't you say there were? I
well,
thought
there
was
were
like,
there was a shadow drop of free content, and there were
Right.
achievements in that. But I started up today, and it still says I have all the achievements. So I don't know. That's an interesting move. We'll find out. But that's it for me. Mitch, what have you been playing?
So, a couple different things. I'm trying to get my heavy breathing dog out of here. My happy birthday Boba over here. He's one today. He's a large dog, but
Aw.
he breathes heavy.
Happy
Um,
birthday.
Happy birthday Boba and Mox. They're brothers. They're adorable. Couple different things I played. Number one, I beat Hogwarts.
Yes.
So I kind of feel bad because I really mainlined the story. Like there's so many side missions. I did not realize how many side missions there were, and how you really don't have to do them. You really just can kind of mainline this. I had a couple people in my chat that were like, use this spell. And I'm like, I don't have that spell. They're like, oh, wait, you didn't do that side mission. Right?
Skipped everything.
Like, I literally just was like main mission straight through. Didn't look at any side missions. I just went from one to the other. Like I said, is it ideal? Not really. Is it the way I typically play games? No.
Oh.
But typically, I like try to take my time and get through the games and stuff like that. Fee's hard judging.
Fee is not happy with both.
Just hard judging. But I do plan. I would like to go back and play it again. But I really just wanted to get into Hellblade because of how fast it's coming out.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't realize. I'm like, it's less than 2 weeks away. Hellblade 2 comes out, which is insane.
You have to remind yourself. You have to set your own timers, man.
Yeah.
Golly.
But with Hogwarts beat, I did end up starting Hellblade, which I did play the first hour of it. And it is wild.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Like, the whole wear headphones thing is not
real.
a joke whatsoever. It is a very real thing. I know that because as I was streaming it, one of the guys who was watching me is like, are these voices you're hearing like super low or something? I'm like, no. Like, I can hear him just fine. He was listening on speakers. So the speakers weren't kind of throwing in as much as headphones were. But the headphones were, yeah, that game is crazy. I only played 1 hour of it. That's really all the time I had.
You're almost done.
Yesterday. No, I'm almost done. Everything I'm seeing is like 6 to 7 hours. But my goal is to literally have that beat this upcoming week. So that way on Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, I can go straight into Hellblade 2. Just start playing that. So that's what I'm really looking forward to doing. And of course, I played Apex. What else is new? New character came out, Alter. She's awesome. She is legitimately game-changing to the point where having it completely broke my brain for a second about her abilities and forgetting what she can do. They also launched a solos mode in Apex, which a lot of people were complaining because solos was a thing way back in the day. And they kind of said that was a test mode. This is a team-based game. We don't really think solos is good. And the whole community was like, shut up. We want solos back. Please bring it back.
Solo Dolo. Yeah.
So they have like new things that are part of solos, like health regen. When you kill somebody, you get instant health back. So you don't just get instantly killed by somebody showing up. So there's some
that's
different rules and
great.
stuff. Yeah. So like because like literally the third partying in that game is so real, right? You shoot somebody, you got done with the fight, somebody runs up and just kills you. So what they do is instead
That's
you don't
what I
get
would
full shields and health and everything. Exactly. But what it is once you kill somebody, you get your health back max. You don't get your shields back, but you can shield swap and do things. But like you get your health back right away. You do get one respawn. So again, like they don't just kill you and that. And then all the guns are kitted, so you don't have to find attachments. So you can just open up a bin and all the gun has already attachments for it. There's, rarity of guns, white, blue, purple, the different rarities of guns or better versions of them. But I played that on launch day on Tuesday when the new season came out, and it's fun and it's hectic and it's chaos, but it is a lot of fun. And it's on a trial mode for like 6 weeks. They're like basically saying like they don't know if it's gonna be permanent mode or not. It really just depends on how popular it is. But a lot of people are having fun with it. So
I feel like every week you get to talk about Apex and there's always something new. And it's not just like, oh, there's a skin that we can get. Like I feel like there's something kind of beefy, kind of chunky.
Every 2 weeks or so they have an event. Every 2 weeks they have an event where they have like a whole set of skins, a whole new, limited time mode or something going on. This past Tuesday was the big update for the season where they added the new character. They changed up Broken Moon, which is one of the maps that a lot of people didn't like, changed up a lot of POIs. Now it's actually really fun. So yeah, credit to them. They do a lot, but also when a lot of people play it and spend a lot of money, they're going to keep doing events and skins and stuff like that, which, I mean, I'm not complaining. Like, it's some fun stuff that they do. So, but yeah.
I do solos. I don't want to let other people down.
Yeah.
I don't want to party up and be like, I see the way you yell at noobs. I don't want to be that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no. So here's the thing. I get offended that the game paired me with somebody so incompetent that that's what I get upset with, right? Sometimes I get randoms and they're phenomenal, like Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle, shout out.
Was peak. She was awesome. She was good at the game. She was funny. But like 6 games before them, I just had a bunch of potatoes I was playing with who just didn't know how to shoot, didn't know how to talk, didn't know how to do
It
potatoes.
was me on all accounts. He just doesn't
It was
know
not Bowser. I promise you it was not Bowser.
Bowser is Razzle Dazzle.
Yeah,
What if Lisa is Razzle Dazzle? Maybe Razzle Dazzle's a dental hygienist. What was it? What
real
are they?
talk, I don't know Razzle Dazzle's real name or occupation. So
Could be
Could be.
Lisa.
it's so funny she mentioned Lisa, like knowing, whatever. When I was at the dentist last, which was like 2 weeks ago, I was wearing my Twitch hat. And the dentist was like, that's something. I'm remembering what that is. She was trying to remember what the logo is from. And I'm like, that's from Twitch. She's like, oh yeah, I've seen a couple things. I'm like, yeah, I stream. And then she started talking about video games. So it's really funny, but she was in the same boat with you. She's like, I don't want to play Fortnite with my boyfriend because I don't want to just like, I feel like I'm letting him down and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, if you're having fun, who cares?
I mean, I like that style of game, dude. Like, I like battle royales. I always like shooters. I actually have a win in Apex very, very early on. It was like the first week or something. Like none of us knew what we were doing, and we got a win. But that's pretty much it. But
See,
man,
it's just about expectations, right? Because that's the other thing too. When I'm playing like with somebody, if they tell me I'm not good at the game, am I going to get mad when they
I'm not
don't?
good at the game.
That's fine, and we'll play and we'll have fun, Sean, because we're having fun. It's the expectations, right? If I play with somebody and I see certain stats and those performances don't match those stats, I'm a little upset. I'm a little upset, especially randoms. Especially Bowser's seen me go full tilt on some randoms and not be sad at all if they cried afterwards. And I might have gotten banned off PlayStation. I haven't checked in a while. I got so mad at a guy that he was on PlayStation, and I couldn't message him on Xbox. So I opened my PlayStation app and I sent him a message there.
Found him.
That's how I saw his name. I was like, I'm not done talking to this guy. So I haven't opened up my PlayStation app in a while. I don't know if I'm banned or not. Maybe cost a little break, but yeah. So there you go.
I love it. All right, Hellblade and Apex and Hogleg is done.
Hogleg is done. Hellblade's going to be done this upcoming week, and then don't make that face fee like you don't know what Hogleg is. Come on.
I know what it is. I am very aware of what it is.
Apparently, she just doesn't like the abbreviation.
Hogleg.
Hogleg. It totally makes sense. But yeah, then Hellblade and then Hellblade 2. I definitely want to play it right away. Not because I'm a content creator and I want YouTube views right away or anything. Nothing like that.
You're just genuinely interested in the game, of course.
100%.
That sounds like you're not.
Such a long history with Hellblade 1.
Yeah, exactly. No, I
longtime
had
fan.
fun with it. I was a little worried like it not being as action heavy because I honestly didn't know what the game is. All I've heard is good things about it, but I've never watched like videos of gameplay or I've never really watched the video reviews or none of those things. But the thing I was concerned about was the fact like is how much action is actually in this game. Am I watching more than I'm actually doing video game, like attacks and stuff like that? And so far, it's got a good mix, right?
Yeah.
It's got just the first hour that I played has moments where it's like there's action, but then there's puzzles, and I felt real stupid because the first hour I could not figure out one puzzle, and I'm like just sitting there like
Just a bunch of shapes. What's going on here? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So shout out to Morticia who was in the chat who literally saw it and then watched me fumble for probably 10 minutes and was like, do you want a hint? I was like, yes, please.
How about just the answer?
Could you give me a hint? And she showed me a hint and I saw it and I was like, yeah, I'm dumb. I missed that. That was right there. But
Sweet.
that was good. Yeah.
Well, I hope you beat it.
I should have it done by sometime next week. 6 hours. Shouldn't be that long.
Yeah, same. I'll absolutely switch to that game.
Swear to God, you could beat it if you gave it a shot. 3 days. Solid 3 days. Play 2 hours a day. 2 hours of
30
Hellblade a
minutes
day.
of
You
it.
could beat that game. But yeah, it was funny because I was talking about it, and then shortly after I got off stream, I saw Bowser was actually playing it. I'm like, I
Well,
apparently
because
picked up
the
some memories.
Chivos broke when I played it. I think it was quick resume didn't quite work right. This was right at the Series
Is that
X
still
launch.
a thing?
No, it was at
Oh, is
Series
that-
X launch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't trust it. I don't quick resume anything. They lost my trust and they can't have it back.
I mean,
I have to admit as well, those Series X updates that they did, I did do that, by the way. Before I started the game, I found the Digital Foundry like video performance when they did the Series X update, comparing it, like, should I just download it on Game Pass on PC and play it? I want it to look as good as possible. And they actually were like surprised that the Xbox Series X version looks crazy good. Like compared to the PC version, they were saying the update looked phenomenal. And from what I played, it's a ridiculously good looking game. And Hellblade 2 is going to look even better. So I'm excited for that.
What kind of graphics card do you have in your PC, Mitch?
4090.
You're rocking the 4090. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. My computer could absolutely handle. I mean, I play Helldivers
Crypto
on max
mining.
settings.
Wait, what?
I don't do that. No. no. Could I? What? Money?
Yeah.
Money on the table? But no. Yeah.
Totally
like I said,
real money.
As soon as I saw the Xbox Series X version was actually like solid performance upgrade, they did really well. I'm like, I'll just play it there. And also big achievos.
Okay.
Got like a one section done. 90. I'm like 90.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
90.
All right then.
And it's a couple like
better.
beat this boss guy achievements that didn't pop. Like those are mandatory fights. Like if I made it to the end of the game, how do I not have these ones from earlier in the game? So
how do I have this one but not this one in the storyline? Yeah, that would upset me too. Sean, is that a Popeyes cup?
Shut up. I just wanted to have a little drink and just wet my whistle a little bit.
I knew
it
Sean
was
good people.
Popeyes.
I'm so I'm a fat boy. I
Popeyes
can
tonight.
recognize that. Go on.
Nice
Good. Yeah,
chicken
you keep that up.
sandwich. Nice chicken sandwich
buddy.
tonight. Yeah.
Talking about the next sponsor of the show. Let's get it.
Oh, please. But if I have to, step away from the podcast for a little bit, it's unrelated, I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure everything's going to be fine.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fee, what were you playing?
Wow, what a segue. So I decided to stick to my word and I played one of the games that was announced and released, shadow dropped, if you will, on Game Pass last week. Mind you, I did find out later on it's not a brand new game, it's just new to Game Pass, which is The Rewinder. It is. We'll see if I'm able to explain what this game's about without crying. So,
Oh, no.
Mostly, okay. It's a good reason, but it's also because of the story. It's because the story is so good in the game that you get connected to the characters, and then you're like really invested into the story, and then you're like, oh no, something terrible happened, and then something shocking, and then you're like, whoa, and then you end up crying off stream for like 30 minutes. So it's cool. We're good.
It's cool.
It's cool. So it is a puzzle-based game based on Chinese mythology. So you play a character like the Last Rewinder, like the Last Airbender. So essentially your entire your job, if you will, you have the ability to go back in time. So you can grab these shards of someone's memory and then go back to that particular point in time to try to change the past. So the main character, his name is Yoon. He is the last, the Rewinder, and he gets hired by two people in the game that are called Mr. White and Mr. Black, which are actually representations of essentially the guardians of the underworld in Chinese mythology. They have a different name, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it is really interesting how kind of like aligned they are and how true to the story they kept, except of course the Rewinder is not something that exists. However, the other characters do, which is fantastic. But the whole premise is you get hired on because a town has been consumed by this miasma darkness, and you have to find out why it's happened. So each time you go back into someone's memory and change the past, things start changing in the town. And it's just really, really well done. It's very captivating. It is a point and click adventure kind of mystery game, but I personally loved it because of the storytelling in it, and the characters that you get to meet along the way. And it's also kind of shocking in some ways as well, which is really cool, because it's some things that you're just like, sometimes you can tell where a game's going, or like, oh, this is not a huge surprise, but like, some things in there are crazy. But no, I really like the puzzles in it. It's very different in having to go back and forth. It almost reminds me in a way, if you've ever played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where you have to like go back in the different, like when you're listening to a a part of the defense, one of their testimonies, and you have to go back and forth and try to figure out what's going on. It's the same thing, kind of the same premise with the rewinding abilities, but holy moly, the art style for a pixel game, chef's kiss. If you want to, go and play it. Also, I found out that there's a DLC that you can buy for like $1.50 on Game Pass, which is nuts, and they're coming out with a second game, which I was not expecting. So I'm really excited for the second game whenever it decides to come out. It does have a different, like from what I saw in the trailer, it has a little bit of a different game style, but holy moly, it was a whirlwind. And I'm almost finished. I had 2 stream sessions where I was trying to go through it, and it says on Game Pass, like, oh, it should only be like 4 to 5 hours. I have surpassed that time.
Is there a character creator?
No, none. You just go right into the game. But no, it's really cool, and just like, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but there's like the first thing you do is you go and you find out that one of the townspeople stayed behind and she was pregnant. So you go into her memory, and then you were able to save her by explaining changing a conversation between her and her husband, and so she ends up leaving the town and she's safe. And so when you get to see her later on in the game, you're like, holy whoa, like things have happened, because now you get to see their kid that didn't get to live earlier on in the game. So that's just like the first of many different things that change in the town. But yeah, holy moly, that's all I played this week. What's up, Mitch?
It almost sounds like the movie The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like that, but the game. And it's just, you get so connected with the characters, even though it's a very short period of time. But yeah, it's just so well done. And
awesome.
like the different things you have to like click on to try to figure out, like, oh, there's someone is thinking this thing that gives you like this, like, for example, if a townsfolk is thinking like, oh, the tree's rotten, it probably should get cut down. So you click on that particular thought. And so you get this kind of like clip that says like, the tree is rotting. So then you can use that in another part of the rewind ability to try to explain, maybe we should cut down the tree so it doesn't break the bridge that causes half of the town to die. So just stuff like that. It's really cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
10 out. It's definitely up on my list. It is very sad.
Yeah.
It is about death, as a heads up. There is a lot of conversation about it. And it's just, makes you think. And that's why I got very upset the other night after I played. Like, I cried on stream when it happened. And then afterwards, and I'm like, I can't stop. I don't know what to do. It's not so much like I think it's a bad game. I think the studio did a phenomenal job of, like, making you feel connected to these characters. So, yeah. Thumbs up.
Maybe you just needed a good cry.
Maybe I just needed a good cry. It's been a week, you know?
Aw.
But yeah, I honestly, I love it. I'm so excited to finish it and then play some more because, like I said, I'm gonna buy the DLC. So I'm gonna play that as well, which is I think it's a prequel to what happens. So you get to find out about like his family members. So crazy stuff, crazy. And it's just a part of mythology that I've never been ever interested in, or like I've never really looked into it. So being able to like go on, like I decided like, oh, I would like to know about like the ox head and the horse head, essentially guardians of the underworld in Chinese mythology. They're actual things, like they're actual deities that exist. And so I got to like read about them. And then of course, Mr. White and Mr. Black, who are the guardians. So being able to kind of see these characters and like where they come from in actual Chinese mythology. So I like when they do stuff like that, like when a game like integrates culture and integrates mythology that I'm just not familiar with. Of course, I love Greek mythology and like
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't love
Mitch.
Egyptian mythology? Who knows? Like Celtic mythology. I mean, 10 out of 10. Crazy, but 10 out of 10. But yeah, it's really cool to be able to explore that in a video game. So I'm really excited.
I love
Definitely
it.
should go play it. Yeah.
I love that you chatted about it. And thanks to ID at Xbox, actually, we have a code to give away. This is a total
Hey.
surprise. I didn't tell anybody that this was going to happen. So if you're in the chat and you want this game, just shout out in the chat, and I'll send you a code. I'm not going to leave it out there in the chat because bots come and pick it up. So if you think that sounded cool and you would like to give it a try, I'll give you a code for the Rewinder from Gamera Games. And I love that we get to kind of do that kind of thing.
That
nice.
is awesome.
Yeah. Shout
love
out.
it.
Sean, you
out.
ever play like an emotional game on stream? Because I was just thinking when she said that, when she was saying that she was crying on stream, I was thinking like, what was the most emotional I've ever been on stream before like that?
Ooh, that's a good question. Podcasting.
I know my moment.
I get emotional
It's
podcasting like
just
all the time. I'm just
podcasting.
like, I just weep.
Oh,
when
I
I'm
know mine.
podcasting.
It's not even the Rewinder. It was Final Fantasy 14. Bowser, you know probably what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil it. But that game can be quite sad. As someone who also played a Rogaden early on, especially since my Rogaden looked like a specific character, it's depressing. Which I talked about at one time on the RGB cave.
RGB Cave. We should have that.
That should be it.
not-
That should be the name
Not
of the PC
definitely not the
podcast.
RPG Cave. Yeah, just the Colors podcast.
You get more levels just by having some lights on, you know.
That would be my
Right.
show. That would be my podcast, the RGB podcast. Like, what even are colors? You
It's
know?
just like lights in the back. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh,
You would
man,
review all the
guys.
RGB lights that are available out there. That'd be great.
We're going to rename the real podcast.
Might as well. We could do that
Don't tell
again.
Ryan. Don't tell Ryan. Just change the podcast.
And it won't
name.
be like video with you and whoever you're talking to. It'll just be lights
I feel like that
flashing,
Winamp
like seizure
visualizer.
warning. Yeah.
100%.
just
yeah.
a bunch of seizure warnings. That's
Yeah, exactly. The whole you would just have a constant one on screen every.
We
2
could
minutes,
replace
you'd
this
stop.
show with that. We don't need to see our
100%.
faces. We could just have like the little sound wave
Yeah.
thing. That'd be good.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny because like typically I don't play a lot of like I play single player stuff on stream, right? But obviously majority of my stream is Apex, Call of Duty, that type of stuff. But I was just thinking about it, and I think the Brock moment in God of War Ragnarok, I think that one messed me up pretty good. Like it was in anybody play God of War
Yeah, I
Ragnarok?
played it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't play it on stream.
No, yeah.
Oh no,
I
not
played-
Ragnarok. I did not play Ragnarok. I'm lying. I only played 2018.
Got it.
And then a couple hours of the next one, and
There's a moment.
man, that should be on the list. Spidey 2, Ragnarok. Like, I haven't gotten to any of those yet.
Yeah. No, there's a moment in Ragnarok, and it was more of a like, what the? Why is this happening right now? I'm bummed. This sucks.
I'm bummed.
I'm bummed out right now. This is awesome, dude. Like, yeah, that was I think the one that got me the most. Like, and I played Last of Us Part 2 on stream, and like, I was just like, that's crappy. That part was crappy, but I wasn't like,
yeah.
I was just like, oh well, that's
Don't make me don't make me do that. Don't make me jump in
Yeah.
on the Last of Us 2 conversation.
But yeah, no,
don't get
that
Sean
that
started.
moment,
Yeah.
that moment in Ragnarok, that was literally the moment where I was just like, well, I don't even want to play anymore. This sucks. Like,
Yeah. Game over, man.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Yeah. Stupid game, make me feel feelings.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
Give me Vampire Survivors. Golly.
Yeah. Oh, it makes
Let
me
me go
feel
back to Apex
feelings.
where nobody's got emotions.
I got feelings for it.
Yeah.
They're not sad ones.
That's the
It really
soundbite for
does
next
that.
week's
That's
episode.
in the game. You get like the treasure chests and it's got all the lights and everything, and
Yeah.
oh, that's
a
good
slot
stuff.
machine going off.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
I gotta jot that down on the notes that I have for OBS for me for next week.
Oh,
Create
dude.
DRG.
No, do the Vampire Survivors thing when you get all the lights and the treasure chests, and it's like, oh man, it's 5 this time. Holy crap! Yes. You thought you get lucky with 3, but then you get the 5. Oh man, what a game! What a
Yeah.
game!
Oh man. So
'Kay,
funny. You
who
mentioned the
else?
mythology stuff, and I literally was like, you said Mitch, and I'm just like, kind of.
Yeah.
You were kind of right.
Who doesn't? Okay.
Me.
Did we skip housekeeping?
We sure did.
Housekeeping. I wanted to say, and I will. I don't just want to. I will indeed say thank you to Zig Ziggerson and Nick Creature. Last time we podcast, we said thanks for checking out that 7 free trial, and I threw out that aggressive challenge. Try to listen to all of the free content. You can't do it. Well, guess what? Zig Ziggerson and Nick Creature both jumped on board at that exclusive tier. So thank you guys so much. Right now, there's more exclusive content going on there than ever. We got that chat with me and Fiona on the Real Carpool Gaming podcast. That could be about literally anything for Patrons podcast. You got me on the Pants Patreon podcast for Patrons podcast, which is now not the longest title for Patreon podcast that we have for Patrons podcast. We just put up an episode of me and Foolish Fuji from the PlayStation Drive, and you guys should go check that out. It's a wonderful listen. The week before that, we put up that Fallout TV series, spoiler cast and everything, which was great. Tomorrow, these guys don't even know this. We just locked this in just before we started live here. Donnie Reese from PSVG, we're going to record Sweet Hangs. So that'll be next Thursday. Then the week after that, it'll be Ron Roy Savoy Prime from the PlayStation Drive coming up on that exclusive Patreon show over there. So guys, now's a good time. Check out that free trial. Be like Zig Ziggerson and get a great name. And also like Nick Creature, and just jump on board that Patreon. Thank you guys so much. That's crazy. So much content. You can't keep up. Give it a try.
This is why I can't play
we
games
dare
that
you.
I can't listen to podcasts during,
dare
because
you.
I have too many podcasts to listen to.
I'm actually trying to like kind of gently force everybody to start to learn how to listen to podcasts at 1.5, maybe 1.75 times speed.
Yo, yeah, that 1.5 speed, that'll do it.
Yep.
That'll do it.
You know what it does, though? It really messes up, like, music.
I love it.
Intro music. It's like,
Yep. It's so great. So I always listen to podcasts, and I listen to everything that we do. I really love the stuff that we do here at Carpool. And so I listen to everybody who does the Pants Patreon podcast or Patrons podcast. It's our solo, Ask Me Anything kind of show. The community shows up and they ask us stuff. And so when the host jumps on, they get to choose the background music for their own show. We all have our own different music. And so Seth's music, when I listen to it at like 2 times speed, it sounds real happy. It sounds like a carnival. It sounds like and I didn't know. We started doing a Nintendo Drive episode a few weeks back, and he's like, one of the most heartfelt songs is this theme from Majora's Mask, and it's my theme from it's a song I listen to and play on the Pants Patreon podcast. I'm like, that's a sad song? I was like, I listened to it. It's like, hooray, it's Seth's episode. And I'll pull it up in a moment, I'm sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. You guys, you're right, Bowser. Like, it definitely changes all music. And it also, whenever I do, so every once in a while, I'll switch it back to like 1 time speed. I'm like, why is everybody talking so slow? Just like, pick it up, man. Let's do
normal.
this.
get to the plot.
Get
Let's
to the
go.
plot. Tell me about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, here's Seth. So let me see if it's going to load up real fast here.
Patreon exclusive.
You get that nice little... That's happy! We're not even at full 2 times speed. So shout out to Seth. Shout out to everybody at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. You guys are amazing. When you support us there, you help us get to Extra Life, and we'll have more details on that coming very soon. But we're going to be in Rome, New York, and surrounding area. Apparently there's Herkimer and Utica, and I don't even know what else. New Hartford, something like that.
Is there
Mitch,
not
you know-
one central place you guys are going, though? Yeah, it's like we're going to be
I
in
mean-
different
Where
hotel
we're going.
rooms.
That's the problem.
Seems like there's like a new county or city. Yeah, there's just they're all over the place. So we'll go to Rome though. We'll meet you in Rome, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, Rome, New York.
Still not confirmed. Just
Which, according to Kevin Ainsworth, is most definitely in upstate New
Upstate
York.
New York.
Yes.
Yep.
So join us there. Raising money for the kids. We're gonna have couches. There. Housekeeping ended. I think that was
No
it.
naps on the couches, though.
I didn't nap. We're not even close.
Nope.
I was jumping up and around like an idiot. Especially when Tim Aulph jumped in with a big
Yeah.
donation. Tim Aulph?
That was the best. I don't know why that gets me every time you say it like that.
Oh
It gets me.
man!
I'm like,
well,
I'm
because I
so
was sitting there, like it was. So, anyways, you guys just don't miss out on Extra Life. It's a good time. I could go on, but I won't.
Oh, I kind of wanted you to.
Oh, okay. So it was 3 a.m. at Extra Life. We're at hour whatever 17 or something like that, and you can kind of feel everything just kind of slowing down. But I'm like, you can't give in. You got to fight it. You got to do whatever it takes. So we're playing whatever game it was, and I just started like overreacting to everything that was happening. If somebody said something, I'd be like, oh, and something else would happen, and I'd be, oh, and then all of a sudden a donation would happen, and I'd look at my phone, and I went, oh, and then I read the name, and it was like Tim Aulph. That's the
It was
story.
fantastic.
It was great. I was
That's
jumping up on the
awesome.
couch, but the couch was kind of like fluffy. You know, like it wasn't very sturdy. So I was trying to like get a grip on it, but I kept kind of like sinking into it. So I could have hurt myself. It was a little dangerous. Yes, John 32 in the chat says Sean is a natural source of caffeine. Yeah, it's dangerous.
If I was there doing a 24-hour stream, I think I'd be fine. If there were other people,
oh,
to interact
definitely.
with,
Yeah, it's
I'd
way
be
easier
fine.
with people.
It's so much easier sitting here by myself at 3 in the morning.
Not fun.
It is. It is a struggle bus.
No,
That's where
no.
almost certain I've nodded off on stream during the 24-hour stream. I'm almost certain there's like a 5-second, like a, that type of moment.
yep.
100%. I've had 1 or 2 of those last time for sure. But yeah, it's
an adult sleepover. You guys, you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, it's just the greatest time ever. Bouse has been there twice. Pretty dang good.
I might be there once. Still not confirmed. Still not
Guys,
confirmed.
now
Do it.
do the dang
Everyone. Make your plans. It's right after
Yep.
Halloween.
thing. We're going to chug maple syrup and mayonnaise, apparently.
That is not a selling point, Sean.
The
is,
man-
Sean,
maple
whoever
syrup, I
told you-
might be
Look at
in
his face. I'm clipping that out right now. Look at that.
Fee, what condiment are you going to chug for an extra life challenge?
I don't even know. I can't even think. I'm like, my brain is going like, what
Mustard.
are condiments? I mean,
Mustard, honey.
that probably would kill me. That would probably
Yeah, that
not
might
go
kill
Are
well.
you
you.
allergic?
No. Do you know the consistency of honey, Mitch?
It's fine. Lock it in. Man up. You're fine. You're fine. You'll be good.
You microwave it a little bit. It gets a little runnier.
Yeah.
Might burn
Drink some
your
tea
entire
afterwards.
throat, but it'd be fine.
Hot honey
True.
just going down your throat. Just,
Oh,
then Fee's in the hospital in Rome, for God's sakes.
internal bleeding.
Nova
For the
Scotia
kids.
should be
Oh
beer.
my God, for the kids, of course.
Yeah, always.
I do it.
I drank disgusting energy drinks. That's what I did. So like I had a for every, it was like a $5 incentive that I went to the gas station and literally bought the nastiest looking energy drinks I found on the shelf. I was just like, I want something that's disgusting.
No.
That will, yeah. And
Just
guess
drink
what? For
normal
$5
ones.
Oh, well, I did, but I also had disgusting ones as part of an incentive. And guess what? People did it. And then towards the end of
they
it,
did.
of course they did. And then at the end, I actually started mixing some of them together
Oh,
to this
no.
concoction. It was real bad. But guess what?
I don't want to throw up. on
Don't play
stream.
God. Just drink them out of the can, man.
Nah, dude, I mixed them all up. It was bad. It was real. It was gross. There was like 3 sets of G Fuel in there, a couple like Ghost energy drinks, things that are definitely marketed at 5-year-old kids. They have like a Starburst energy drink, and I'm like, yo, that says adults only. Why are you marketing it as Starburst pink
Because that's
energy
something
drink?
I want.
Sounds like something I want. Yeah, exactly.
I'm all about that.
Some of
I'm
them
not
were
5.
like,
I'm a
some of
grown-up
them weren't
child.
bad. Some of them weren't bad, and then some of them were flat out disgusting. And then when you mix them together, they're not good at all. But guess
Well,
what?
we could
I
chug-
raised a bunch of money for the kids. Let's go.
Yeah, we could chug the energy drinks. We could have like a get our heart rate up to 120 just by
I
sitting in
didn't
a chair.
chug the. I want to point out, I did not drink all of the energy drink in one sitting. I would basically take like a really big mouthful of whatever energy drink it was. So, yeah.
Okay. Athena asked a question in chat. Is there a Nova Scotia sauce? The answer is
Melted
yes.
butter.
Well, either lemon butter to go with
Yep,
like
there it
lobster,
is.
delicious,
Yep.
or there's Dannohh sauce, which
Yes.
is one of the best things. It's fantastic. I personally make an amazing Dannohh sauce. You get sweetened
Oh.
condensed milk, you get vinegar, you get garlic, you mix that together, and then you put it on like, yeah, just like this, just go around.
Just churn it.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I make it, I make Costco amount of
Now we're
Dannohh
talking.
sauce, of course.
So you're
And
ready
then
to chug. That's what I'm
you
hearing.
usually get like seasoned beef, shredded beef, and then you put like tomatoes and onions, and then you put it in a pita, and delicious, delightful. But I would not drink that. That would kill me probably. So I
We're
would
putting
get
our
prob-
lives on the line for these kids, you know?
We are. I was gonna say like something like spicy condiment, but I'm like, I don't. Also, probably not good for
Yeah,
me.
no.
You know what? Maybe strawberry jam. That's a condiment.
Strawberry jam. Yes.
That's not bad.
Dude, that's a great choice.
You might have diabetes afterwards with all the sugar in there, but you're fine.
I needed to stay up for 24 hours. What
I
do you want me
love
to do?
Just a little scoop of peanut butter and then just jam. Just follow it up with jam. Just
I'm
PB
trying
and
to
J.
think
I've
of how
definitely
much
done that
caffeine
before.
I had that day. That's probably a really unhealthy amount of caffeine that day.
Yeah.
You
I
think?
think about that. Yeah, that was probably really
Yeah,
bad.
not
We should have a
good for you.
doctor on location.
We probably should.
Maybe.
Honestly.
Maybe. All
I
of
hope
us have a
there's an AED
physical.
around,
All of us
you
have
know?
a physical before we go to Extra Life. The one thing I did, though,
We fail.
Excuse me.
They
Nobody
turn us
goes.
around. They're like, "You are not fit for this."
The one thing I did though was the world's hottest gummy bear, and
I don't want to do any of that stuff. There's no way,
Nope.
not a chance. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I like spicy food, don't get me wrong, but if it's in a 24-hour setting, you need to think about the longevity of it. Not
Yes.
just like
Yes.
if it's like a 2-hour stream, get me that like ghost pepper nonsense, that
Yeah.
like Scotch bonnet by all means. But if it's a 12 to 24-hour stream, like I did a stream and it was a 12-hour Final Fantasy 14 stream, and we did a wheel that had also what does he have?
Mitch has these spicy chips right next to it. He's got that spice. What is this?
This is literally from last. This is literally from last year's Extra Life. The haunted ghost pepper chips.
They're very old now.
They're still not expired. Actual.
God, what chemicals are those?
God knows. But yeah, no,
It's fine.
that's what I. Yeah, those are the dumb things I was doing to raise money for kids. You know,
We do what we
I mean,
can.
I have
all
more
for it.
ideas. Again, not permanent damage, but funny pain. I got some ideas.
Okay.
Maybe I'll
I-
bring him to Extra Life if I'm not. Yeah, again, still haven't committed. I have to point that out. Still,
Come on,
I
Mitch.
I don't have
do it.
confirmation. I'm so sorry.
You can do it. You can.
So sorry, I don't have confirmation
Sorry.
yet. I will
Oh,
let
he's,
you know.
he's becoming one of us, Feed. You
I
hear
am.
that?
It's slipping. Look at me. He's so excited. She's like, he's saying sorry. Can't wait.
Yeah, this is what happens. Mitch hangs out with me twice this week, not just on the podcast, and slowly becoming Canadian. Man,
Sorry.
we found out the rankings of like graduation songs this week on his stream. It was
We did.
wild times. It was like what songs play at graduations, because we ended up saying like what is it? Graduation
By Vitamin C.
Vitamin C. Apparently one of the lowest ranked songs for graduations, which seems wild to me.
Which hurts my
Little
my
too
whole
on the
feelings
nose.
because that was my graduation song. It was that. The reason I brought up my son, Alex, he is graduating on Wednesday from high school. So congrats, Alex. Good job,
Congrats,
buddy.
Alex.
Congrats, Alex.
I mean,
Congrats.
it's
Good job.
expected. If you don't graduate high school, we have problems, but it's okay.
Damn.
Just saying. Come on.
For listeners who haven't graduated high school, you're doing
I'm
great.
so sorry.
Maybe they're not even in grade 12 yet.
Yeah,
That's true.
Maybe you just haven't
if
made
you're
it.
on your way to graduating from high school, good job. Keep it up, buddy. You can do it.
You can. Mitch
You
believes
can
in you.
do it. I believe in you so
Sort
much.
of.
This
All
guy
right.
here believes in you so much. Just point that out.
That's a lot of Mitch.
That's a lot of it. Yeah.
filling in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like almost said ghost keeping instead of housekeeping, because I looked at the chat that said haunted ghost pepper chips. It's been a week, guys. My ability to like speak at the moment is slowly dissipating. Just like
All right,
So there we
I'll
are.
take over then.
thank you,
Yeah.
Bowser. Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
step aside, V.
Well, just like we're gonna do to go to Extra Life, let's hop into the carpool and bring
Nice.
some of our friends with us. First up, we got our good friend Hopple, who says, for more cozy news, Little Kitty Big City dropped into Game Pass yesterday. How do you like the game, and how many things have fallen accidentally down from their places? Well, I can answer for myself. The game is wonderful, and a lot. There are a lot of broken flower pots laying around my big city. Have any of you played it yet?
I haven't, not yet, but Chelsea, who is my wife, is very excited about this game. So I think, and the kids are actually not here tonight. They're at the grandma's house tonight. So we might have a little something there. Also, apparently the Northern Lights are gonna be like amazing tonight. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go walk off to a national park nearby and go stare up at the sky and see Aurora Borealis.
All we get's clouds here, so I'm not going to be able to see
Oh,
anything.
I didn't even think of that. Oh no.
Canadian
Bloody
things. I checked. Arizona has like no visibility. They're just like you ain't seen
Apparently
It's
nothing.
actually
all
going
the way
really
down
far
to
south today.
Alabama. That's the farthest
Yeah.
south you'll be able to see them, because there was a major sun flare, which is terrifying. Which, by the way, some of us may just randomly get disconnected because apparently it's going to mess around with satellites. So we'll see how this
So
goes.
cool, man! Space rules. That's so
Space
awesome.
rules. The sun is trying
The
to
sun
kill us
burped
at every
us.
chance.
Yeah.
Space
Yeah.
is cool. The sun is a big ball of fire is trying to kill us on a regular basis. Let's go.
Just sun
Yeah.
flatulence flying through the air at the speed of light, messing up with our satellites. We're gonna go look at it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. We love to scare the listeners.
I love that people like you guys know what I'm talking about. Like I'm just glad I'm not talking crazy here. That this is
No.
a well-known
it's a
thing.
thing.
Nice.
I would be
okay.
excited, but it's always cloudy here. Like, it rains every day in Pittsburgh, so.
I'm
Let's rain.
actually online. You can assume that I know what you're talking about because I am way too much online to not know what you're talking about.
I follow just enough nerdy accounts like weather and space news just to know what's going on.
I mean, with space weather, I'm okay with. I always
Yeah.
get up in arms about the weather talk on these podcasts, but space weather, I'm good with this.
Okay.
Solar flares, I'm all
Solar
right with it.
storms, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Regular
The only thing-
storms, not.
The only
Yeah.
thing cool I could see, because I live in Arizona where it rains only like 20 days a year. Real
No,
talk. It
no,
doesn't
we're
rain
not doing
ever.
this. We're not doing this.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
I do
But-
want to say, okay, I'm just going to say, I did not play
We're not doing this.
Little Kitty Big City. However, did I randomly get stuff knocked off my desk and Lucas's desk? By all means. Hera knocked over Grogu, 10 out of 10,
Aw.
off the shelving unit because she's just like, I need to get on the shelf. I need to get rid of you, you green space creature, and then knocked him off. And then we also had, earlier I was just sitting down watching television and all of a sudden I just hear dice fall to the ground because Luke decided that Lucas did not need my dice on his desk. And so he's just like, nope, and then swiped it off and then was about to swipe off another set of my dice. And I'm like, no, cat. And then I had to save it. So why play the game? Why play the game when you have two...
Play it real life.
Yeah.
I literally have a tuxedo cat and a black cat. It's like I took them out of the game, and then now I live with these cats.
But you could have the experience being the cat and seeing how fun it is to knock the stuff over.
Maybe you'll relate. And
You'll
you won't get as
understand them.
angry.
Yeah, you'll get it.
She's like, I actually rather not relate and just be angry.
I don't want any
tall for
sympathy
that.
for
I'm
these
too
monsters.
tall. I'm too tall for that. Like trying to go bend down and grab all the stuff that I knock off the desk or my cats knock off. No, this is as fun as that would be for 2 seconds. No. Yes, what's up?
Question for Bowser because she played the game. Can you customize your cat?
You can get hats. And you can wear adorable little hats.
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 You don't want to say no, but you can get
You
hats.
can customize. You can choose which hat to wear or no hat at all. And some
Sounds
of
like
them,
choice.
have
Cool.
advantages. So like
He's
if you
already
wear-
upset. She's like, I want a custom creator where I can make the markings on my face a certain shade of hue of. She wants all of the above, and you could put a
I love
hat
black
on it.
cats. I would just keep the cat the way that it is and just pretend I'm
she's
Hera.
fine with the black cat.
I want
That's
orange
fine.
cat.
See?
Well, that's
I mean-
too bad. You can go play straight.
There's other cats in the game.
Sean's
I don't like that
shirt's
one.
orange. Sean's shirt's orange.
It's a
He's like,
jersey.
it's a jersey. I'm sorry. He's like, I
Go
want
Oilers.
orange. Go Oilers.
Go Oilers. The reason I was talking about the lights before is it's Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to all the moms out there.
Yeah.
And Chelsea's going to play what she wants. And one of those games is going to be Little Kitty Big City. She's been looking. She knew about this game before I had ever heard about it. She was pumped about this game. So here it is. Don't tell her, but she's getting it for Mother's Day.
Nice.
And it doesn't count. I'm allowed to do that.
It's a gift.
It's totally fine. The funny thing is, it's on Game Pass, so I shouldn't
Yeah.
have to buy it. She won't
Doesn't wanna
touch an
play an
Xbox.
Yeah.
She must play it on a
I get it.
PlayStation. So
Also,
Alright,
I'm not seeing
alright.
those northern lights whatsoever, by the way. Nowhere near. Nowhere near.
Okay.
So congratulations.
Mitch,
to all
go
people.
online. You can look at.
go online.
You're on the
Definitely
internet.
the same,
you
right?
Can
Not,
definitely
a,
watch
not
it.
a real experience ever.
Look,
Go
Just
get a
go
VR
online.
headset. Go look at.
I got.
We'll
Ooh,
probably
maybe I
have
could dust
something.
that Quest 2 off. Let's go. I could do that.
You had beautiful blue skies for the eclipse. That was your time.
I did. Even though
So-
I didn't get that full eclipse, I got like a 70%. You know, you got the full one. I'm just saying.
I was like 97%.
Oh,
Not
okay.
full,
I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
and it was cloudy because
Yeah.
that's how it is here.
What are clouds?
I love it.
What are
But since
clouds?
Sean brought up his wife,
My wife.
we had a question from Delroy. So what
What
games?
does Delroy have to do with my wife? What the hell?
Well, we're about to find out.
Delroy! Come on, man. I thought we were friends, dude.
Man.
The hell?
Oh,
I killed Mitch.
That is awesome. What's he got to do with my wife?
Dang.
Oh my god.
Explain yourself.
I was trying to explain him, but what games do you play with your significant other, and what other games do they play? So, obviously we got Chelsea in on the Little Kitty Big City. What type
Yeah.
of games do you play together, Sean?
Borderlands is the game, you guys,
Nice.
to play with your spouse. That's the one. Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, couch co-op with like moving out or cooking." What's the cooking? Overcooked? No, those aren't good. Those aren't fun. That's stressful. Borderlands is the one. Chelsea and I actually, we have TV side by side. A lot of you guys know this already, but we have TV side by side. We played Borderlands 1 and 2. We started with 3, but this is where, like, I'm a little annoying, I think, because like the menu took too long to pop up, and my job usually was like I would pull up the map and Chelsea would drive the car, and that was really helpful for us to be playing like side by side. And the menus kept like taking forever to pop up. It takes like an extra second. The game wasn't really optimized all that well, and for a game that you're always going into the menu to change up your gear and stuff, like I got a little annoyed. So then she didn't want to play with me anymore because I wasn't having a good time with that. But shout out to Borderlands 2. That's definitely one that we enjoy playing together. Yep.
Yeah. What other types of things does she play without you?
Ooh, she's been playing Animal Crossing right now, actually. Golly, she's been playing a bunch lately. Fallout. She's like she should be here for Fallout conversations. You guys, I would love for her to. We got to take a video of her. She has like this warehouse that she keeps all of her power armor in. We talked about this on the Fallout episode for the TV series. She kind of plays all sorts of stuff. Nintendo and PlayStation mostly. But yeah, Animal Crossing, Zelda, Fallout, Little Kitty, Big City, that kind of stuff. Oh, Untitled Goose Game, which is why she was excited about the kitty game, because she thought they were kind of similar. She's a gamer, man. She plays a bunch of stuff. She's good at stuff.
Love to hear it. Fee,
I can ask her. I can scream up to her if you want.
I mean,
Go get her on the show right now.
Chelsea, what are you playing?
If she answers, that's
We'll see.
she's probably just used to you screaming random stuff, and she.
I know
ignores it
she's
now.
not even. Yeah, what
Yeah.
an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. Fee, how about you?
It really depends. We've definitely played games like Dune, Spice Wars, Civilization. So games like that. We played Lightyear Frontier together as well. There are games as well where we like to couch co-op is kind of a rough way to say it, but it's more in the lines of a solo game that we just switch back and forth controller wise. Like I liked playing one Christmas we played like Tales Noir, which is also used to be originally known as Backbone, which is a detective mystery game where it's a raccoon running a detective agency and just some crazy nonsense happens. It's like if they took Zootopia but then made it like really like grungy noir kind of like detective game. Really creepy, but I love it. Very fun times. Stuff like that. A lot of games that I personally consider my favorite games of all time, Lucas has introduced me to them. Like things like XCOM, Fallout, Darkest Dungeon. All of those games, he introduced them to me.
Nice.
Because like I said, for the longest time I only played World of Warcraft. And so it was very much like he'll make recommendations and then I'm like, eh. And then he'll talk about them a few other times, and I'm like, eh. And then, they come out, and then he's just like, you want to try this game? And I'm like, eh. And then I'm like, this is the best game ever. And he's like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Or he'll say, I recommend this game, and then someone else recommends it, and then I play it, and then I'm just like...
Oh, you listen to
whoops.
them. Oh, I see how it is.
Sometimes. But no, there's, other times where we've played, multiple other types of games at the same time. We played Loop Hero at the same time, we played Inscription at the same time, and we got to have those types of conversations. Right
Nice.
now though, he's currently playing Yu-Gi-Oh online. He has been obsessed with playing Yu-Gi-Oh online, to the point that he almost bought a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards today. So I've been trying to understand how Yu-Gi-Oh works now. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh way back in the day, and now there's way too many things going on. Whoo, too much. We have played Helldivers 2 together as well.
Yeah.
And then also Honkai Star Rail. which is he's a huge fan of. So I got into that, games like that. He likes really, like, I say nerdy games in the nicest way possible. Like very like Factorio type games or like coding games and stuff like that.
Coding games.
Oh yeah, just absurd. Like one time I went because there's a streamer I really like to watch who's CDogVA, and he got a code for a game which is like, it's coding mixed with like storytelling mixed with like you have to like, I don't know the name of the game, but it looks insane. Like it looks like if you took like an insane like coding Excel and everything else and put it into a video game.
That's not a game. That's not video games.
work.
That's
no,
work.
he was like, no. It is a game because it's just like you're running, like you're a part of a business and then you have to, I know the difference between him working and him playing this video game. But it's like this whole thing and I don't know the name of it, and he's going to tell me later probably and be like, he usually like sometimes is in this chat, and he's probably watching right now. Like
you're like waiting for him to like, please just tell me what this is.
But it's just like, it's wild. Like, he's very, very smart. So very much games that go right over my head.
I can barely handle the hacking in Fallout games, let alone this.
Oh, he loves all that stuff.
Oh,
I can barely handle the puzzles in Hellblade. I got stuck for 5 minutes on one. I'm like,
oh, he's obsessed. Yeah, but no. 10 out of 10. Just wild games. Wild games. What about you, Mitch?
well, question before I go.
Yes.
Does he get more annoyed when you listen to the opinions of others, or when he offers an opinion, you go, eh? Like, which one does he get more upset with?
Yeah.
Because you just said, eh. Like, if I talk to my significant other and they responded with, eh, more than once, I'm having problems with that. I'm just saying. Use your words.
So I don't actually say eh. It's more
Just
the
walk
lines of,
away.
like,
What are you saying?
I like thinking like Fee's interactions. Like I like thinking that she's looking at like a Skyrim, and like she's interacting with an NPC, and she has choices of what she can say, and it could be full on sentences, or the last choice is always like eh, and she just kind of like walks away.
Yeah. The guy who's interacting just gets pissed and goes,
It's just like
whatever. It just walks
Just goes
off.
back to selling his wares or whatever.
That would be awesome. Just gets annoyed, just turns around. It's just ... just silently turns around and goes back to doing whatever.
Fiddling,
That
shining
is
his
awesome.
shoes.
That is awesome.
Okay, first of all, I would like to preface that that was a TLDR version of the conversations that we have, because I do pay attention.
Do we have confirmation? Is he in the chat? Can he confirm?
I can literally go grab him and say, like, hey, what do I actually do? I can tell you right now, it's when he's told me about a game like 4 times, and then I hear about it online, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna try this game, so I play it, and then I'm like, so I bought this game today, it's called this, and I love it, and he's just like,
That happens to me all the time on these shows. Like Seth will be like, talk about this game, and I'm like, cool. And then 3 weeks later, I'm like, guys, have you heard about this? And he's like, are you serious? Like I talked to him for 20 minutes straight about this 2 weeks ago. I can't remember everything, Seth. Come on, man. I'm sorry, buddy.
Love it.
okay, I literally just messaged him and I said, can you come in here for a second for the podcast?
Please be on the podcast with us.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, sometimes, like, when you guys get into conversations about certain video games, I'm like, I should just get Lucas. Because he's like,
Bring him on. That'd be so cool.
He's just like, I suppose.
Whoa.
What am I getting
She
into?
can't even talk right now.
The stroke.
Yeah, just full on. Just.
Guys, dyslexia is a problem. Okay, it's like words just like turn into weird things.
Now
for
I just
me.
feel bad.
Don't feel bad. It's fine.
Why'd you mute yourself in the middle of your sentence?
Because I'm typing.
Bro, she couldn't speak the words and then just said, I'm a muted so I don't
I'm
mess him
out.
up.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Nuts to the podcast. I am out of here.
Okay, I said, okay. He's just like, what is this about? And I'm like, it's about me not listening when you
Or speaking. You know what it is? Hold on. I've cracked the code. Ready? She goes, because words are too hard. We just
That's
saw her
true.
trying to say a sentence.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
just
this adds
gave
up.
because,
I get it.
I'm just like, sometimes it's just like,
I get it. Sometimes
I'm
I
gonna
feel like
black
that.
out from
This is the
laughing. Oh my
happiest
God.
Xbox podcast this week. I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
See?
I know. He just sent me a bunch of these emojis. This is like the thinking emojis.
The thinking?
He just sent
Right.
me like 2 of them.
Oh my
He's out there.
God.
He's like, eh.
Yeah. Do I say like,
Do you really want me on this podcast? The answer to
my
that is
God.
yes.
Oh
But
my God.
who knows?
right.
Yes,
Good
I
stuff.
apologize, guys.
I'm glad
That
we
was the best
cleared-
part of the episode. I'm clipping that out.
Yep.
To answer the question that Fee threw to me, that I threw back at her, and now she's rambling. It's okay. It's funny. I'm actually mad at Sean because
The
Sean
hell?
actually timeout because Sean ran his mouth and was like, "I don't play stupid things like moving out or Overcooked," which is exactly what me and my wife play.
I'm just saying it's stressful.
No. Here's the thing. It can be very stressful. So Overcooked, right? Me and my wife have literally 3-starred every single map.
Hey,
ever
you're
of
good
that
at it. That's how you get around that.
But like even my wife, even though she may not be as good at the game, we still communicate. But there are definitely moments, right? But the funny thing is like when it gets, there's almost a line of like, if I'm screaming too much, it's just hilarious. Like one time I literally yelled at her, I'm like, "Can you just wash the dishes?" And I screamed at her while I'm doing this. She paused and I'm like, "What the hell?" And I look over and she's hysterically laughing. She's like, "You're a psycho for screaming at me to wash the effing dishes at the top of your lungs." So that, moving
It's
out.
so weird I don't play with my wife. That's strange.
Yeah. But no, the thing is, like I said, like that also though, you want to talk about game where communication is key. You actually work on your communication skills.
Yeah.
Just saying,
Nice comms.
that game, nice comms. You gotta have those comms. You know, wash this. I'll get this prepped. You do this. Overcooked, great game. Moving out, also great game. I will say though, there's an Achievo in that game that can go to hell. That can go straight to hell. Me and my wife have tried one level 1,000,000 times trying to do this one thing, and we did it, and the achievement didn't pop, and I was just furious. I was just like, I don't. That was it. Those angry achievements that make you stop playing things.
Oh, yeah.
That was that.
Not
it was
okay.
literally me and my wife did it. I'm like, great. We did that level. We got this 3 stars in this level. It was the only level we didn't 3-star, moving out or whatever. And I'm like, cool. And it just didn't register. And then I'm like looking online and other people are saying the same thing. Like, why is this not popping for me? Why is it not saying I completed this challenge when I definitely did? So that was definitely a game that we got real pissed off at and stopped playing. But that was a mutual pissed off because we were like, no, game. We did this.
That's what I'm telling
You
you, man.
suck, game.
Yeah.
So that was that. The other game that me and my wife play, which is actually leads into what my wife plays without me, Diablo.
Oh, yes.
My wife.
Can we play Diablo? I want to play
Yeah.
Diablo.
So my wife, basically, when Diablo 4 came out, she was like, "Don't talk to me. I'm going to be in there playing." I'm like, okay. My wife has 2 characters, one without me and one with me, because she just wants to do her own thing, have her own story, not be hindered by me not playing the game at all, really as much. I don't know if I told the story on the podcast about when she played in my game room. What happened? Did I
No.
tell that story?
I don't think so.
So we're playing Diablo 4. She plays it in the living room, and she had an Xbox One X in there. We played in here one day while we were streaming, and I have a Series X in here. And her first question was, "Why the hell is yours loading so much faster than mine?"
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
Way
like,
faster.
"All right, well, I have this Xbox." And she goes, "Also, yours looks better than mine. Why?" And I
Nice.
explained it all to her. I'm like, "Well, I have a Series X. That one in there is not as fast. It doesn't load games as fast." She's like, "Yeah, that needs to be fixed by the weekend."
Nice. Second
And
one.
I was like, done. And I just went and bought her one. I bought her a Series X. It's in there. And like, what does she play on it? That's it. And again, like as soon as like I hook it all up, I installed Diablo, I put all the profiles, I got it all set up for her. And as soon as she hit the button and it loaded like that, she just looked at me and smiled.
Worth it.
She's like, yeah.
That's what I spent like the first 2 years of the Series X lifetime, just like talking about that. Everybody's like, "Oh, what about this? And where's the game? And has it really delivered?" I'm like, "Are you guys playing the same system that I am?" Like,
It loads so instant.
it's way faster. I feel like it was worth it just for that.
Yeah,
Just for the load times. Obviously, a lot of other things were better too. I still have like, kind of wish there was a little bit more on like just games that would make my eyeballs bleed out of my face. That would be great, but
Are you
I
talking
can't
about like just
discount.
graphically?
Yeah.
Or Vampire
Yeah.
Survivors?
Yeah, no, like, yeah, I've got Vampire Survivors, Brotato, etc.
Right.
on my Series X. I would like more games like Like Gears of War, man. Like when Gears of War first came out, it was like I'd never seen anything like this before.
Hellblade 2 is going to be that game. It's
I hope so.
It's Unreal Engine 5. It is going to be that game, I think. Like that, anything I've seen on that game looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly my wife plays mostly just a ton of Diablo. She did play Doom. By
Oh,
herself.
Doom 2. Oh, yes.
She played Doom. She had fun with that. She was
great.
not as again, what she by the way, the most frustrating thing. She calls analog sticks toggle sticks.
Toggle sticks.
It triggers me to no end. I'm like, please don't ever say that around me again. But we're fine. You know, we talked about it.
So she does it more just to make you mad.
Oh, 100%. She'll be like, I don't work the toggle. And she like enunciated more toggle stick. I'm like, we're fine. But no, like she played Doom, and again, it's kind of a fast-paced game, and it's first person, so she's just like,
Love that game.
I can't go as fast as this does. The other game we played couch co-op was because again, I try not to play too many games that are like first person for her is like a struggle, just because she's the movement of like figuring out how this works.
Fee is nodding knowingly.
But we also played Human Fall Flat. We played also the Lego games, like Lego Pirates, Lego Star
love the
Wars,
Lego
like all the
games.
they're just fun.
I want to play that.
Yeah,
Good.
Lego couch co-op games, super fun, super not frustrating, but still very fun. Still trying to get everything in the levels. Like they're just fun games. But no, Diablo is 100% the game. If
Diablo's
a Diablo
good.
expansion comes out, if a new Diablo comes out, don't talk to her. Leave her alone. Just play
Okay, I won't.
Yeah. Don't talk
And
to
same
her.
with Delroy. Leave Mitch's wife alone, Delroy.
Yeah, exactly. Delroy.
Golly.
What about
Leave our wives alone, man.
What about you, Bowser? What about you? Jesus. Oh my god.
Oh man. So for things we play together, Animal Crossing New Horizons, of course. We've been playing that together for years now. He's got way more hours into that game than anyone else I know, Lockluth included. That is his game. Yeah.
Nice.
What else do we play together? We started a Stardew Valley co-op farm on Switch. Not very far in. We're only playing a little bit at a time, trying to make it last. But that's fun. We're both Stardew Valley noobs, so we don't know what we're doing, but we're just doing whatever we want, right?
We
I
might
go
need
to
a
mines.
Stardew Valley little channel in the Discord.
Yeah. We could do that.
Stardew Valley, look, the rivalry's happening. The beef is happening. Stardew versus Animal Crossing. A lot of people are here because of Animal Crossing. Stardew Valley making a comeback. Fee.
Is Stardew Valley cross?
No.
No. It's cross nothing.
So I have 3 different copies of Stardew. I have it
Yeah,
on
I have two.
Steam, Xbox, and Switch at this
Yeah.
point. So yeah.
I'm
We
gonna
played a
name
little
this
bit of
GIF "Disappointed Fee." Go on.
We played a little bit of Minecraft together a few years ago. Some friends of mine had a shared world, and we were both in that. And then for things he plays without me, he still plays a good bit of Suika game. Apparently, Extra Life did not ruin him on that.
I can't. There it is. Back
I hear
in my
that
head again.
music
That song.
all the time. Like I'll be
love
sitting
that
in here
game.
working, and all of a sudden I can hear it coming from the living room. It's like, all right.
Sean just had a Winter Soldier moment where like his whole personality and everything changes a second there. Sean's just like, oh no, it's happening.
It's like melons, peaches, apricots. Activated.
That's awesome.
Oh man. He also plays what's it called? Pinball FX. Playing some pinball machines.
I love pinball games. Nice.
Yeah.
Pinball games too.
I used to play it on. They had a couple on Vita that were really good. What the heck were those ones? I played a bunch on PC back in the
Wasn't
day.
it Pinball FX on Vita? Wasn't
Is that the game? Where's my Vita?
I don't know.
I gotta go
probably
grab it.
collecting dust somewhere?
But I think his favorite hobby is watching me play games because we have the stacked televisions, one on top of the other.
Yeah.
So we double up games. But actually, earlier tonight, I was playing Vampire Survivors, and I was also trying to catch up on Lockless stream from last night. So I looked down at my phone to see what she was doing, and I died. And all of a sudden, he's just looking over at me like, why did you die? I'm like, oh, so you were watching me.
Nice.
Well, at least one of us was watching my gameplay because I wasn't right there, and I died.
Matt Lockleath. Get you every time.
She does.
Zen Pinball was on
Zen, that was it.
Zen.
Yes, thank you.
Zen
Where did
Pinball.
you get that from?
the internet. Google.
How did you?
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Thank you, internet.
I just went to the internet and I searched
The
PS Vita
internet.
Pinball.
Yes, Zen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got a few updates from my portion earlier. One, Lucas's answer was no comment.
He's like, eh.
He's just like, And then also the game that he was playing is Drop System Breach, which is a hacker simulator, which is just a bunch of craziness.
Hacker
at once.
simulator.
Yeah, it's a fast-paced hacker simulator where you're going through and hacking different corporations and stuff like that, and just, it's nuts. Kudos to him. I can't get into it.
Hey, man, shout out. That's awesome.
I'm glad it exists for him.
Totally. I'd love to hear a podcast about it.
Yeah, sometime I'll just bring Lucas on and be like, tell us about
Tell me
this
about
game.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
about
a
this
simulator
game.
for everything now, by the way.
I
just
love
want to be
that.
Clear. Like there really is.
It's
There's a simulator for
true.
everything. I don't know how I blanked this out as well. Mario Party.
Oh, yeah.
We play a lot. Yeah, my wife. That's actually the game my wife will get like real pissed off at.
It's
those
not
bonus
fair.
stars.
Mario Party is
Those
straight up
bonus
not
stars
fair.
are BS, dog.
Yep.
They're terrible.
It's great.
You suck, so you get stars. Get out of here. Dude.
Sometimes they do it on purpose.
They do.
I'll get the fewest squares. Anyway,
Oh,
that's awesome.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
There is. I recommend Yoku's Island Express. It's a pinball-y Metrovania.
Wow.
That definitely sounds like one dude made that game. He's like, there's just one
For
dude. He's
one
just like,
dude.
I can make this
Like,
happen.
this game must exist.
Exactly. What if there's a Metroidvania but pinball? And they're like, yeah, good luck getting funding for that. He's like, I'll do it myself. He's playing Hacker Simulator to learn how to code. You know, he's just doing all of it. It worked. We should do that topic: best simulator games.
Is this still Delroy's question?
I guess.
We have answered the mess out of this question. I
Yeah,
think,
we have.
Delroy, you
I
got,
think he got his
you got
money's
your
worth.
money's worth, man. Holy
100%.
cow. Good question.
Good question, indeed.
The Goobla King asked if we're all playing Hellblade 2 day one next week. It sounds like Mitch and I are, and Sean maybe not because he's still got to play one. Have you played it before, Sean?
I'll play. I played through about halfway. I played halfway through. So I don't know how it concludes, but I know the journey that she's on. It's I keep losing track of where I'm going. So this will actually, I think I've mentioned this before. It's not a knock on the game. It's just me, and I'm like get a little distracted. This will be the third time that I've started Hellblade.
No UI in that game, by the way, is wild.
I love it. I want
It's
more
cool.
of that.
It's cool.
Yep.
I'm not upset with it. I was just like, there's nothing even telling you like a tutorial of how to play the game. Like, it's like, here's an enemy, hit buttons and see what they do. Or you can go to controls if you want to just spoil yourself and do that. But I like how the game is very much just like a figure it out type of deal. And again, it's not like it's crazy complex, but I think it's
And
cool
it's
that
not
there's, like, this figure
completely
out.
open either. Like it's not you can't really get lost or really turned around. So I'm looking forward to jumping back in. There's something, man. There's some dopamine thing happening with Stardew with me right now. But yeah, no, I'm pumped about this game. I just, I don't want to get too much on the negativity side here. I just wish that there was more excitement about it other than us going like, yeah, we should play this. Like, wish there was more. Wish there was more happening.
It is weird that with Hellblade 2, Aaron Greenberg,
Yeah.
Xbox marketing dude, made like a big post and deal about all the marketing that they're doing for the game. Almost like he heard Sean complain about their marketing. And swear to God, go look at his Twitter. You'll see. There's like, over the
follows
next
me.
2 weeks, no, really?
I think so. I think
That's
he follows
cool.
me. Yeah.
The only famous person
Not
that
that
follows me
matters.
is Cisco.
That doesn't matter. Dude, I'd take Cisco over Aaron Greenberg any day of the week, man.
That's
The
like
thong-
anytime
the
anybody asks
thong
for a
song?
random fun fact about me, I'm like, the dragon Cisco follows me on
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah.
Thank you. But no,
Yeah,
like,
Aaron Greenberg follows me.
there you go. Let's go. He heard you complain. He listened to the show. Hi, Aaron.
Yeah, so he
Greenberg.
gave me a marketing status update. He's like, here's my dashboard, Sean.
No, but
Like
like,
a plan.
Show me those impressions, Aaron Greenberg.
it's so weird though. Like, I real talk though. He put out a tweet the other day. It's like,
He did, you're right.
here's all the marketing that we're doing of like, we're doing ads here, we're doing TV commercials, we're doing movie theater commercials, we're doing all these things, and I'm just like, was this meant to go on Twitter or was this meant for your boss? Like, it's just weird on how
Totally.
you're like,
Yep.
was this supposed to be a tweet or an internal email, dog? Like, I don't know who this is supposed to be. Who sees that and goes, good job,
Yeah.
you're doing your job, Aaron Greenberg. I don't know. It's just weird how they.
Very strange.
And then swear to God, right after that, I was scrolling, saw an Xbox ad on Instagram. It was Senua. Like,
It's just too tight. It's a little tight to release.
it's just weird. And also, there's no physical release, which is also weird.
That is
And
weird.
There's just I don't know, man. I would like them to, dude. Anybody remember Halo's commercial, Halo 3's commercial, and how like insanity that was? Like Gears of War's commercial was insane.
Yep.
Like, you don't see those unless it's like Spider-Man, I think, was the last one, I think, that had like a very big ad campaign
Yeah.
that I remember seeing. Like,
I
it
wouldn't
was on
even
the
see it if there is one. Like, I don't watch ads anywhere. I hardly watch TV
Twitch.
at all.
Like Twitch or YouTube
I
little
have
things.
Twitch
like-
Turbo.
I
Like,
got
I don't
YouTube
see ads
Premium.
on anything.
Oh, dang.
And
Okay.
most of the channels I watch on Twitch, I'm sub to. So no, I'm anti-ad, I guess.
No, I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying it's weird because like the only ads I really see now, honestly, is scrolling through social media. Like, I'll see ads that way. Instagram.
This is an
TikTok,
interesting thing.
things
Yeah, like
that.
what? Yeah, we have complained about this, or at least I certainly have, and the internet definitely is complaining about like lack of marketing. But it's kind of like, well, what are you supposed to have? People don't watch TV anymore. You know, like this is marketing's a son of a bitch, man. Like it's hard as hell
It's
to
got to
do.
be
Changes all the
yeah.
time.
It changes all the time, and like
Not
yeah,
like
you're right,
war.
though, 'cause how
War never changes, but
War never
marketing.
changes. Exactly. I just think you're right though. It's weird because I didn't even think about it that way. Like, think about that. I pay for Twitch Turbo. I've never seen a Twitch ad, right? I won't say what I use to not see YouTube ads. Don't worry about that. There's other things that are out there that literally I have ad-free versions of like most of my streaming platforms. Like, I don't see a ton of ads. And the only ads I really see are literally scrolling TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. That's it. I don't
mean,
see ads
Twitter has
anywhere
like
else.
one ad per day on my
Right.
feed. It'll be like the same ad all day long, and then
Yeah.
Right. Sponsored
nobody
post.
wants to advertise on there.
Yeah,
That's
I guess
that's very true. Yeah.
what you're really talking about is like how do you make a launch a big deal kind of, and like Starfield really was that. And I can't tell you about any ads really that I saw.
I saw an
but-
ad for that.
Well, I guess really what I'm getting to is like, I want consoles, I want controllers, I want like all the other things to be able to buy around a game. And that those are available, and that leads up to the release of a game. I'm not necessarily going to be like, oh, great job with the marketing because of this TV commercial or a JPEG I saw somewhere. It's like, it's more than that. It's deeper than that. It just gets people like really excited. And the thing is, this is a number 2. Like, this is not a poop. This is a sequel. This is like, it's not like we
Thanks
know
for
what this
clarifying that,
is.
Sean.
It's not a
Appreciate
poop.
Not a poop. Quote
This
that
is
on
something
the
that we know about, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not like you have to introduce Hellblade. People know Hellblade. And also, I feel like we've got a whole bunch of hype leading up to this game like 3 years ago. Like, did we run out of hype? Did we run out of
We used it
stuff
all
to
up.
use? And yeah, now we're at the edge of the diving board. It's like, oh, where did it all go?
What's funny is I was showing the trailer on stream, right? Because there was a lot of people that were like, I don't know what this game is or whatever. And same thing for me, right? I'm trying to hype it up and like, cool, let me watch the trailer. The first trailer for Hellblade 2 was announced at the Game Awards the same year they showed off the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, of course.
That
That's
was
what I
the fir-
mean.
5 years ago. This year it'd be 5 years. It's a little over 4 years ago, right? And then they had a trailer that showed up this past year at the Game Awards. And that's it. And that's like
Yeah.
all the trailers they've had. And it's just weird because I'm like, I'm surprised there's not more out. There's some developer diary stuff that they have. But again, you have to go like really searching for that
Diarrhea
in
stuff?
order- Not diarrhea
Not a
stuff.
poop.
Oh, not poop stuff.
Not
Okay.
poop.
I
Xbox
was
Drive. It's not poop.
Donnie Reese on PSVG brought up a good point though. Like, they have talked a little bit about this game every once in a while over the last couple of months, and every time they bring it up, people find a new reason to poop on it. It's just like, it's
Yeah, but
not.
that's literally everything Xbox does. Like,
I-
there'll
well,
always be people pooping on it.
And
Right.
that's
If
kind of
you just
maybe I get
stop.
it. Maybe I get it then. Like, yeah, if every time you try to talk about something, people find a way to just tear it down, then
Yeah, but,
maybe.
like, Every
It
time
just needs to be a
Pepsi-
great game.
Every time Pepsi posts, the Coke lovers come in and say Pepsi's poop, but Pepsi
Aw.
doesn't quit advertising.
Pepsi doesn't
Like,
quit.
that's not
Yeah.
how that works.
That's true.
You can't let internet trolls determine your marketing campaign.
That's oh wow. Yes, I completely agree.
Especially with like gaming in general, how many fanboys are on the other side?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
either side, doesn't matter which one it is. But no, like that's the hard part. That's like, yeah, that's rough.
So it's either the best game ever, and the reviews will speak for themselves, or it's awful and that they've lost complete confidence in the game.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I hope it's a good game.
No,
Me too.
I really do feel it's going to be a good game. It's weird that, like I said, it's weird that my brain just clicked in thinking about how ads are being
Yeah.
so many.
How
ways
are
to
you being
never
marketed
see
to,
an
Mitch?
ad. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Fee, I
Man.
interrupted you like 4 times.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. No, I think it's one of those things where it's like it's a lose-lose situation for them, and it's because the fact that like if they show too much of the game, people are gonna get upset and say there's no like surprises or anything like that. If they don't show enough of the game, then people get upset and they're like, well, I haven't seen anything about this game. And then on the other side of it, like gameplay already seems a little bit different than from the original one. I personally haven't played the first one. My plan is to sit down and play both of them this summer. But it's one of those things where I recognize the fact that I do not have enough time right now to play the first one or at
You can
least
do it.
enjoy. Oh no!
No, that attitude.
I have the Rewinder. I have a bunch of other things I'm working on. But here's the thing. It's because I want to be in the correct mindset to play a game like that. And right now I recognize I'm not. So I'm going to wait until the summer when I can sit down and play it, when everyone is forgotten that this game even released and existed. And then I'll be like, hey guys, remember that game that came out? I played it. But no, I think it's one of those things where it's just like, it looks different, and so then people are like, well, this looks too different. But if it didn't look different and it played the same way, then people are going to be like, well, this doesn't make any sense. It just looks like the same game. Why am I going to pay $50 for this exact same game? So it's just like, I feel like everyone's just looking for negativity for this game, and it's just like, it's a huge bummer, because rather than being like, you know what? Also, as a random side note, people didn't give like Kojima issues when he didn't show half of like what was going on with Death Stranding. And then when they showed the wildest commercial I've ever seen in my life for Death Stranding 2, and everyone's just like, oh my god, and start crying because they're like, it's a masterpiece. Oh my god, it's from Kojima.
Why
and
are
then
you
it's just
attacking
like,
me like this, Fee?
Yeah, wow, that came out of nowhere. We were talking about Hellblade a second ago.
I'm just saying that like, because it's not Kojima making this game, that people are like, there's no way for them to win. And I think that's kind of, it's really
That is a
disappointing
shame.
to see that, because it's just like,
I
they're
think it's
trying to
all
do something
sequels
different.
too. Like, it's always that. And it's not even like, oh, the internet is mad if it's too much the same or it's too much different. Well, the internet is millions of people, and no matter which you do, some will be mad and some will be happy. But it doesn't matter which one you do, some will be mad and some will be happy. So there is always
Well, I think
somebody
it's-
mad.
I think the issue is the large consensus right now is unhappy, and that's what we're seeing. Is a lot of people are just like, at least in the gaming sphere overall, it's just a bunch of like, and I understand that some people they're gonna not be upset about it. There are a lot of people that are really excited. We have 3 people on this podcast alone that are absolutely thrilled by it. I'm excited for it, but like I said, I haven't played the first game, so I really don't have a clear like. I can't just be like, oh man, I'm really excited for this game to come out because I haven't played the first one. Other than the fact I think it's a really cool premise of the game, and I think it's a story that needs to be told. But it's really disheartening to see that. And we're hearing the people who are the loudest right now are the people that are just bringing the negativity. So I think
That's always the way it is. Because, like, how can I be super happy about it when I haven't played it yet, right? Like, I'm excited for it. I'm ready. I share some stuff on Twitter or whatever, but, like, there's no controversy in that.
That's
That's
true.
not going to get clicks and interaction.
True, but I've also seen people like just really excited about really not so like just like, what am I missing here? You know what I mean? Like, there's certain games where I've just been like, am I the issue? Because like, I'm looking at this game and I'm like, I have no interest. Like, this was not a good game to me. So it's just like one of those things where it really depends on who it's made by and how much hype it has. And of course, I do recognize that there wasn't really too much advertising for this game. But no, I think at the end of the
Or
day,
do we just not see them? We don't watch ads.
I mean, Prime, like literally Prime Video has ads even though people pay for it now, because they're just like,
Yeah.
even though you pay for it, you're still going to get ads.
Back to cable.
Because it's,
Exactly.
Prime's a whole different animal. Don't get me started.
So,
Do you think it's just a bunch of PlayStation people pissed off that it's not coming to PlayStation as well?
yes.
Because that's one thing too.
I
'Cause, like-
heard they're all happy now because it will come to PlayStation. That's the new.
Oh, yeah,
story
that's
on the
right.
street,
I'm stupid.
I hate
You're
it.
right.
I hate it all. Don't like it.
All right. How about a nonsense question?
Sure, why not?
Because we like those around here.
Yep.
Jan comes in. Time zones. Would you rather be way behind or way ahead?
Behind.
Mitch?
Way ahead.
right.
I want to know the future.
What? No.
I know. I'm kidding. Calm down.
I mean, knowing the future would be good, but being
Yeah,
too
right.
far. No, then no. Mm-mm. I feel like
So-
no, thank you.
Okay, hold on. So are we talking, like, would you rather be way behind or way ahead?
Like it's basically tomorrow for Fee right now. I don't like that. Like you're
What
in
is
the
it for
future.
Fulia? It's like next week.
It's like October. Doesn't make any sense in Australia. Like
October.
what in the world? That doesn't
Well, it is. It's fall, but
exactly.
like it's
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. We're
that's
that
time and hemispheres.
Far ahead and
Yeah,
upside
yeah.
down.
We're bad.
Like what in the world?
far. Toilets flush the other way. It's just weird, right? It's just all sorts of weirdness going on there.
You
Spiders
jump
that
and you
look
fall
like they
towards
came
the
from
ground.
Fallout.
Exactly.
What
Just
if
a
you
bunch of
jump in
rad roaches.
Australia and just start floating up?
Exactly. Gravity's different. It's so
Gravity's
weird over
upside
there.
down. They have to wear weighted vests to stay on the ground. It's ridiculous.
We actually have a lot of people listening to us from Australia, so shout out to all you guys. Hopefully, you know it's all in
Hey.
jest.
I hope I didn't
I wish I
offend
got to
any
go
of
there.
you.
Yeah,
Fee, as our resident person of the future,
the future.
do you like being in the future or would you rather be in the past?
Yeah, I like being in the future. I've literally,
Oh.
like, I used to play World of Warcraft with people from Scotland. And, like, the amount of times that we'd be doing, like, we'd go into a raid and then we would do a dungeon and they're like, I have to go to bed. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So I'm just sitting there, like, good night and then bye. So I don't know. Like, a lot of my friends obviously are in time zones behind me. You're all in time zones behind me. My best
catch up.
friend is in BC. So that's 4 hours behind.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm very much accustomed to this at this point that I'm just like, it would be weird for me to be the person behind everyone else at this point.
You get to go to bed like at a reasonable hour. Like it's all
Yeah.
good.
I used to think I should live in Central Time just because of like when you actually had to watch television at the time it was on.
Yeah.
That would have been better for me, like to go to bed earlier. And plus, like, sports would be on earlier.
I was just about to say, I'm about to say behind simply because of sports.
Yep.
Because I don't even think about this, right? Again, I didn't start watching football until I was actually a little bit older. And I'm sitting there thinking, people are having to stay up on the East Coast till like midnight or 1 to watch this football game. I'd be pissed, dude. I'd
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah,
it is
that's just the
so
way it
late.
is.
And like West Coast time, it's like 6 o'clock. Sunday night football's on. I'm like, this is awesome.
It is awesome.
I can go to bed at 9 still. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. No, yeah, so way behind's the answer, actually. I prefer all my sporting events super early.
I don't know. I also like it's like either being like very far behind or very far ahead because like I'm also a K-pop fan and usually when they show like they drop a new song or they'll show a new music video, it's 1 a.m. my time because it's 1 p.m. Korean Standard Time.
Wow.
So it is kind of insane. So you know what? Who knows? I like it's been a while since I've been the one behind in comparison to everyone else. I'm usually the person who's ahead at this point because the majority of people who I hang out with just are behind me. So yeah, except for of course Fulia.
Yeah. Who was apparently in October.
Yes,
That's insane.
it's true.
Just on the clock a little too far ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it easy there.
I literally had to like, when I was playing Helldivers with Morticia the other day, who lives in Ireland, I was just straight up like, okay, so what time is that? Like, I'm just so lost. Like, especially when it comes to overseas, I'm just like, yo, what? Coordinating times and things like that. I'm trying to coordinate times for community games for my stream, and that's the big question too. I'm like, what time is it if I try to do this at this time? Like, I have a bunch of people that actually are overseas, like UK and Ireland, that do watch my stream and stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. Can I have you guys join the games? Is it like 2 a.m. there? I don't know these things.
I mean,
You need a whiteboard.
Exactly. Or Google.
I have 5 different time zones on my iPad.
Yeah,
At all
on my
times.
phone I have.
Oh, that's a good
fully
idea.
Time tracked.
5.
Oh, that's a
Hold
good
on.
idea.
Putting a note. Add time zones to your phone.
Yeah, I picked,
We
I do
looked
by,
into doing
like-
it on the Discord. We tried to have clocks just running at all times in a channel in the Discord, but couldn't quite get it. So if anybody knows out there who's listening how to do that, should give a shout out.
The way Bowser does it though, with the like, it goes to your time, whatever your local time is. How you
Yeah.
get a time code on that.
Yeah, there's a
That's
website
Discord.
for it.
Chef's Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I just want a channel of like clocks. Like you go into Discord and it's just like a bunch of clocks.
Sean, I've
That'd be
added
great.
it to my things I need to.
I don't think it's
figure out.
well. If you can do it, like yeah, you're a wizard then.
How awesome would it be if there was like a row of clocks and then people underneath those clocks be like,
Oh,
you
that'd
could
be
sign
cool.
up for your
yeah, it'd be
clock?
like this is your clock.
yeah.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
That's how, like on my phone. I have a widget, and it's people's names that are in the time zone. So
I love
I don't
that.
care that it's Australian Eastern time. It's fully time.
Hey, she gets her own time zone. Let's go.
She gets her own time zone. Absolutely,
awesome.
she deserves it.
Absolutely. That's cool.
Yon 30 says also weather. Not no please.
Speaking of weather in Arizona, it's gorgeous.
I mean, if that keeps people from actually talking about it, you just be like, just check out the channel and we'll know. Then that's fine with me.
I used to have that local weather report on my stream, and then the website that I use broke. I have to figure out a new way for me to get up-to-date weather that I can
Sweet.
go outside
Sweet.
and just tell people it's 115 outside and I shouldn't be
And
out
you
here
should just
barefoot.
go outside.
Yeah, that's what I did. I used to have I on my phone, I literally would take the phone outside of my front yard, and I had a website that would update in real time what the weather was, what the chance of rain and all that stuff, and I would go out my front door live on stream.
I'm saying
And
we
I would-
don't need the website if you go outside.
That's true, but it's hot. Here goes Sean. Sean's gone. Sean's gone.
Lost them, guys.
We lost him. That Popeye's chicken sandwich is apparently getting to him.
Oh, that's true.
It doesn't do that though. Popeyes,
eat-
you don't do that like Burger King. Burger
Okay,
King's a
I just-
disgusting establishment. I'll say that live on stream.
I just want to randomly say about
Yeah.
Popeyes, I don't like the fact that like when you get a Popeyes chicken sandwich, they put that in that wrapping, so then when you like take it home, it's like just wet because you like the condensation of being wrapped in a wrapper just destroys the bun.
I'm sorry. It gets home.
Yes. Because, yes,
What?
because
Y'all don't
I
get a
purchased-
sandwich to go
Just
on the
shove it in
drive
your
home,
face.
and then you get home and have the actual sandwich you ordered. You don't get two like that. That's just me being super fat. Got it. Okay, sorry.
I mean, to each their own, by all means. Like, go you. I'm not
I have
usually
absolutely gotten food for the drive home. I'm like, I'm so hungry right
I've done
now.
that for McDonald's, but I haven't done
100%.
that for I haven't done that for Popeyes because I usually get the deluxe chicken sandwich.
That's what
and,
I got tonight.
And so I like that one, but I don't like the fact that when you take it out of the wrapper, it's just like, why is the bun wet? Because condensation, and I'm not happy about it.
But it's a brioche bun. It doesn't get that soft.
Here's the thing. That's why I don't like brioche buns very much because why does this happen? I'm sorry. I'm just voicing my opinion because I don't like the fact I'm a texture person. Soggy buns is a no. I'm sorry, Sean. Sean's so thrilled by this conversation. He's just
What is happening?
It's better than the weather, isn't it?
Okay, no, I was literally talking about this, Sean, because you walked away for a second. So I'm like,
You had to.
I just want to talk about this for a second while we have time. I'm sorry.
Really, it's my fault because I made the joke that you were walking off stream to deal with that Popeye sandwich you made a reference to earlier. That was
I
the
ate it.
joke.
It's gone. And
Well, we
Oh,
thought
a
maybe it was
drink.
going to really be gone.
I got another drink. Thank you.
Hey,
Look at
bada
that.
Chelsea, what are you playing?
Chelsea, what are you playing? Are you playing a game right now? What's the last? You're playing Fallout? Yeah. She's just nodding. That's not how podcasts work, hon. Now she's
not on
just
camera.
smiling in the dark. She's in the dark. in the dark.
That's how podcasts work
She's
for
just-
me.
She just smiles and slowly.
She's really
shifts
good
out
at
of frame.
talking. I don't know why she didn't say anything, but she's a good talker. But I only got this drink, so whatever. Now I'm
There you
happy.
go.
You guys can talk about whatever the hell you're
One
saying.
day,
I'll-
I'm just gonna, one One day I'm just gonna like, you know what? I'm gonna like make an episode of the Pants Podcast where I'm just talking about food and my thoughts and opinions.
You can do whatever you want. Yes.
Yeah, by all means.
Absolutely.
Look forward to that, everybody. This is
I'm
a
gonna ask you about
spoiler
soggy
alert.
buns.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
She'll on a rant for an hour over soggy buns. She'll just be like, you know what? Let me tell you about soggy buns. And then it's like 3 hours later. It's like, and they suck, don't they? Like,
You know
that's
what?
the end.
I shouldn't be mad about this because, like, God forbid we actually talk about what happened this week in Xbox Land. This is way better. This is way better.
It's true.
Now that you
Careful
brought it
what
up,
you
though,
wish
But should we? Okay. Should we have to
should we just
get it over with?
Yeah. Hey guys, a bunch of people got laid off. A bunch of studios closed. It sucks. You know what else sucks? The fact that Sony also laid off 900 people 3 months ago from Naughty Dog and Insomniac. Unfortunately.
Oh snap! You're gonna do a. But what about them? Okay.
I'm not gonna do a what about them. I'm just gonna say, as an industry as a whole, this shit happens and it sucks.
Okay.
Now, does it suck that it happens to go towards a studio that actually put out a banger of a game last year? Yes. That's the one that
Redfall.
hurts the most. That's it. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Redfall, shut up.
That's the one, right? That's what you
Hi-Fi
meant?
Rush action. It's just weird because then Matt Booty came out and he goes, "We need studios to make smaller games that win awards." And I'm like, "Hey, homie, Hi-Fi Rush won awards."
I know. This is
Where'd
like the
they
most
go?
tone deaf thing I've ever heard.
I think
It's the weirdest thing. Yeah.
if Tango hadn't been one of the studios that was cut, we wouldn't be here talking about it tonight.
I completely agree
Yeah.
with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
We
a
would've
good
said,
call.
We would have said 30 seconds, hey, there was some studios shut down. It sucks. We feel for everybody that lost their jobs. It's terrible. But, you know, gaming's in a downturn. Is this going to happen? But because it was Tango, because of
Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush, everyone's losing their minds.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely high sensitivity to Microsoft overall because they're going on this, buying binge, and everybody's been cheering it on.
That's
so
how
like,
it works. Like, if you
Yeah.
watched corporate world ever, when
Yeah,
you
no,
do
I get it.
mergers
Buy a
and
bunch,
acquisitions,
dissolve. Yeah.
they consolidate. Whatever duplicated things happen, people lose their jobs. That is how it works.
Didn't that happen to
Sucks.
Bungie, where like Sony bought Bungie and then like just a bunch of their staff disappeared? Like, it happens. Like,
I don't know.
There's like, that's the unfortunate part is like the fact that it is a business, and you could say, oh, it is a business, and these types of things happen. I think you're right though, like hands down, because here's what I will say that I'm bummed about: the fact that Arcane's gone.
Only one
the-
Arcane.
What's that?
Only one Arcane.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's still some.
Right, but like I said, I mean, like, was that same studio that did Redfall though responsible for Dishonored? Because if so,
no.
no. Okay, then okay, cool. Never mind.
No. The one that's sticking around is they're doing Blade, aren't they? Isn't that the same
Yeah.
studio that's doing Blade?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
'cause like I
it's-
said, Redfall was a weird situation. I feel like Microsoft had to get that game out. I feel like this, game probably wasn't ready. Now, again, you could say 100 different things. Was it due to mismanagement? Was it due to this? Was it due to this? Why did the game suck? You could have a billion reasons why a lot of people didn't like it. You could also be really upset that the fact that that game still has unfinished DLC that people paid for that they will never, ever get.
Yep.
Period.
They were going to do something to make good on that.
It should be a
Whatever.
refund. That's
Yeah.
what it should be. Because what else? The studio's gone. They said they're going to keep the servers up so you can still play, but that's mostly because the game's less than a year old and it's a Game Pass game. Like, you
And
shut
that's
the
the-
servers off, that game is dead. Like,
And
deader than
Arcane
those damn
Austin,
vampires in the game.
that's the one studio where they said some of the team is going other places. Like, they weren't all canned.
That's the other thing too. Like, if you shut the studio down, does that necessarily mean you're like firing everybody, or does that mean they could just
I think
move into a different studio?
It depends.
Right.
Like, I think maybe at Tango, it is everybody's just gone.
Right.
Right?
That-
Tango there's nowhere else to go. They're
Yeah.
literally
Japanese.
on an island
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
Roundhouse Games is the one that it will be joining ZeniMax Online Studios for Elder Scrolls Online. Alpha Dog Studios is the one that very few people have heard about that will also be closing. And yeah, Arkane Austin's last game was Redfall. I'm trying to find if they were working on Dishonored or not. I'm not sure exactly how that... I don't know if it was distinguished, like one Arkane studio versus the other. Because the other one is Lion with a Y, Liger.
Leon?
They're working on Blade.
Got it.
But
in front.
Yeah, I don't know
I mean,
when
look,
like when did it split or become two places? Was it always two? I don't know that history to be able
Yeah.
to say like this person
I'm on
worked
right
on
now.
this.
According to Wikipedia, Arkane Austin developed games are Redfall, and then the other one that says specifically developed by Arkane Austin was Prey. That's
Yeah.
But like, yeah, first developed separately was like Dishonored 2 says Arcane Lion, which is the one
Yep.
that's in France.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
the one
thought.
They did Deathloop and they're doing Blade. So I mean,
Oh yeah, Deathloop. Yeah, see, like, yeah. I mean, Bowsy, I think you said it really well because, like, if it's everybody but Tango in the mix here, then
we kind of
bummer.
would've
But like,
understood.
maybe we kind of move on. But like, there's no doubt. Like, I'm not trying to say that the reaction is extraordinary or extreme because Tango Gameworks closing is a catastrophe.
Yeah.
It's awful. And now the maybe nuanced part of the conversation could be that Shinji Mikami left, and maybe that's all there is to this. That does suck. And I know there's some good comments out there as well. Like maybe that's still like your foothold. That's your foot in the door. You've got a studio in Japan, figure it out kind of thing. I'm more on that side, but I also feel like a lot of the reaction didn't even really take into consideration that studio is significantly different now than when Microsoft purchased it. You know, like, so yes, Hi-Fi Rush came out and that was great, but like you can't deny that. The other piece that I kind of want to bring into that, sort of like to bring it into comparison, and this isn't to make it okay, I just want to make it like crystal clear. This sucks. The Evil Within is one of my favorite survival horror games of all time. I think that game is amazing. The talent they had there is great, and I was really excited to see what was going to come out of this studio. But you look at a studio like BioWare, who has all the people who are responsible for those great games that we know when we think of BioWare and we think Mass Effect and Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate and all these Jade Empire. Like there's almost nobody of consequence who made those games happen who are still at BioWare. So do you still want a BioWare? I don't know. So it's tricky, you know, like, do you still want a Tango Works without Shinji Mikami? Like, I guess not.
I mean,
that's a
like,
big deal.
Yeah, like also last year, we saw this happen with the issue with Wizards of the Coast laying off essentially everyone who worked on Baldur's Gate 3 with Larian Studios. So everyone who was on the side of Wizards of the Coast, goodbye. And
That
then
sucks.
even the like CEO of Baldur's Gate was just like, I walked into a meeting today and I didn't recognize anybody. Like I worked with these people for 4+ years and now I don't recognize anyone who's in this like meeting with me now because there's anyone left. Mind you, he did end up posting like a 16-part tweet at the time that this happened, and I think from what I've heard, he actually hired on a bunch of people as well who did lose their jobs. But it's wild that like we are seeing this happen. Like, of course it's incredibly disappointing that we're seeing this with all these studios, but we're seeing it with everybody right now. There's
I
just
hate it.
massive studios. They're just like, oh, we got our game and we got our bank. Now we're gonna release you. We don't need you anymore. Here's some layoffs. And it's a really terrible situation. And I do hope for the best for everyone who has lost their jobs during this. It's wild to see people who put they put their dedication and their life into these games just to be released when the studios is like, we made our bank, now bye. Like, it's just,
It's more about like the message that it sends. It's more about like the word, for whatever reason that's come to mind, is the gesture. It's not like, not in a kind way. It's like, what does it mean? It's like this American company that comes in and buys this Japanese studio and then closes it. It's like, it's the same level of tone deafness that says we need award-winning smaller games. And it's like, of course you said that because of course you closed this studio, being the American company buying this Japanese studio who's trying to get a foothold in Japan. Like, of course you're doing all of those things because I don't know where you're looking. I don't know what you're thinking to not be aware that's a bad thing. That's a bad look. It's not like I'm trying to figure out where the strategy is here.
Well, didn't Tango come from ZeniMax? Like that's
Yes.
how Xbox got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not like they went and bought Tango specifically.
Sure.
right? they bought this whole thing with all of these huge IPs, right? And
I mean,
sometimes
that's probably the best I've heard it. Yeah.
you buy the big thing to get the big things you want, and some of the other things you
So it's
maybe
all
you don't
becoming
care about.
clear. Yeah, just this is part of the trimming. Like, yeah, we're here for
And when you
Fallout
think about it, like if you
and
are
Elder Scrolls.
in leadership at Microsoft and Xbox, and you're told, do you have to cut this many people? What do you do?
It's just for the health of the company, guys. It's for
Yeah, I
the health
know.
of the, it's
I
for
know.
the health of all of Microsoft and Xbox currently.
Yeah, it's like cutting off your legs so that you could run faster. Like,
Yep.
what are you talking about?
I'm
But
definitely
that's
not
what
quoting the
that's
interview.
what shareholders demand, right? They want to see the charts continue to go up, and they aren't. So we have to do something.
It's just such a weird thing because you're right though. Like the head of the studio leaving, that literally could have changed the whole landscape of that whole studio.
It's very possible.
And literally, like after that happens, if everybody there is just kind of just like, what do? We don't know what direction we have. We don't know who's going to be here, who's going to replace them. It's just crappy that they happen to make such an awesome game as their like final, like, again, I'm not going to say nobody's happy or sad or whatever with like Redfall, but like, if Redfall was your last game, people would be like, yeah, you guys kind of shit the bed with that game. Like, I'm not surprised you're gone. And it's crappy to say that, right? Because obviously a ton of people worked really hard on the game, and obviously there's people that put that game out that are not happy that game went out the way it went out, right? There's a lot of people that are like, dude, if we only had more time, or if we had this, or we had this game could have been better. But just the fact that like Hi-Fi Rush was awesome, the fact that it came out of nowhere, the fact that it's so different than any other Xbox game, the fact that it was actually one of the only Xbox games that won an award at the Game Awards. Starfield, I don't think won a damn thing. Like, it's just wild to me that happens. And again, like, obviously they still have the IP. Obviously they could make a Hi-Fi Rush.
They're not doing anything with any of those. That's the problem. There's
what's
nothing
weird to me is that game is actually getting reverse review bombed.
It's
on
awesome.
Steam.
That is awesome.
I don't know if you saw that.
I called
Yeah.
it a review glitter bomb because
Glitter
there you
bomb.
go.
Yes,
Nice.
that's great.
And like I said, like I think that's like them kind of saying, "Yo, Microsoft, what are you doing?" Matt Booty came on straight up coming out and saying we need smaller games. Is just like, were you on vacation for the last 2 weeks and not see what the hell just happened?
and this is
and
his department.
Yeah, exactly.
He is president of game content and studios.
And
I
then
don't-
Sarah Bond's interview, which is real awkward as hell to watch, dude. She just looks like she's going through it.
I want to
and
talk
she's-
about Sarah Bond. I want to talk to Sarah Bond. If you're listening to
Ooh.
me, Sarah Bond,
I'll
I
mute.
see you. I see what's happening here. You look like a textbook case of a glass cliff, and you're on the edge of it, and it's uncomfortable. And I hate that they put you in this situation. You got promoted to president of Xbox amid a huge downturn in gaming. Like, gaming money's falling away rapidly. Right when you're promoted, you're the president of Xbox, but you're not in charge of everything Xbox. Phil is still in charge. There's another president at the same level as you, and he's not the one taking the flack for this whole event happening, even though that's under his department, game content and studios. Her role when she was promoted back in October was stated that she's in charge of Xbox hardware and software, not games, like Xbox software.
That's software.
Yeah,
No, but games is under Booty.
yeah.
That's the studios. The studios are so.
Matt Booty, president, game content and studios.
Does he not report into Sarah Bond?
No, he
That's her-
reports to Phil. They are equals in the chart.
Literally, Sarah Bond's in charge of like software, and we'll consider
Like
software like the Xbox app on your
UI,
computer,
yeah.
the UI, that stuff, right? And they threw her on Bloomberg.
Well,
To
that
answer
Bloomberg
to-
thing was scheduled before this happened. They had
Sure,
piss poor timing, as Xbox want to do.
right, but it's just such a it's super.
And she
you
got
can tell she's
hung
just
out
like,
to dry there and very uncomfortable, and I get it.
right. Yeah, and
Because
you
you're
could
taking
definitely
the
tell
fall for this that was probably not your decision at all.
after that interview, she's on the phone with Phil, like, "What the hell, man? Like,
Yeah.
what are you
No,
doing?"
But
to
I'm just
me?"
saying, like, this is a thing where people that are underrepresented in positions of leadership are brought in when the company is already in a downturn, and then they either take the fall or, oh, they saved the day.
This is a reminder of the awesome movie Fun with Dick and Jane with Jim Carrey. When Jim Carrey got promoted and they put him on TV as the head of the company was selling stocks and the company was literally tanking live on TV during his interview. It's the same thing. They're like, we're going to put you on this interview. By the way, we're going to have a bunch of bad news the week before. Go have fun. And she literally sighed. She was like, that's how every question was answered. And I'm like,
For once,
God, you don't want to be here right now dealing with
for
this.
once,
And I
I'm
totally
glad
get it.
to see someone in a position, not just sitting up there like all confident and comfortable, spewing corporate BS and nonsense, like, oh, this is just part of the job, but we're all happy to be
corporate
here.
nonsense. Sad. That was it.
But at least she was sad about
nonsense.
it.
Yeah.
She did the YouTube apology. She sits down at the mic and went, and did that whole thing. I'm glad that you clarified who's reporting into who. I don't know that I have sympathy at all. That is the job. I don't think that it's new. I think when you are at that level, that is the point of a percentage at the top of corporate America, corporate business. That's part of the gig. And sorry it hurt your feelings to be in front of a camera to talk about how crappy this is, but that's the gig. And this is the thing though, like, people talk about these execs because like they're on social media and they're friendly with people. Like their jobs are impossible. Their jobs are so hard. We are podcasters and they're internet commenters around the world. We all think that we could do it better. But like that job is so hard. Those people are working 175 hours a week. It's crazy. The meetings, the workloads, the deliverables and everything. I just don't think that people have any understanding of what it means to be an executive at that level. It is insane. You cannot imagine what these people go through. Now, that's the understanding part of it. But yeah, you're part of a leadership team, whether it's you or Phil or Matt Booty. I kind of don't care. Like any of them could have been there. I don't feel like Sarah Bond got hung out to dry at all. That comes with the job. You're as part of the executive team. It could have been her. It could have been Phil's going on IGN pretty soon too. So he'll get his, I'm sure, as well. But I don't like attacking people. It's like I feel like Matt Booty should be talking with some people as well. Like what is this guy doing? That's as mean as I want to get, because I don't like coming after people for their jobs or anything. It's not like, what do I know? I don't know a damn thing about being an executive at this level either. But
here's what I know. They need to communicate across their dang company. They released a flame controller amid
feel the burn.
firing a bunch of people. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Piss poor timing, huh?
It's like, maybe that same person who made that decision also didn't know that Sarah Bond had a big, interview spot with Bloomberg already scheduled this week. Like, there's people not talking
rough.
to each other in this company. I mean, and you see it a lot if you've worked in a big company before. You would think that the leadership at least all talks to each other, but sometimes they don't.
They got to be so busy, like to even just have like any sort of communication. That'd be so difficult. But this obviously was a bundled deal. You know, like if this was going to be done with any sort of intention, you would imagine that the team that made Redfall would have been closed down shortly after that thing happened. And instead, this was like this is a big move. And it's like, I had disbelief when I saw the news come out this week. I'm like, there's no way this is real. Like I was in denial that Tango is gone. This is crazy. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I hope that this was just like, I don't know. I was going to say, I hope it's the end, but like, how would I ever think that? Like, how could I think that, I usually make fun of the mob on the internet for getting a little carried away, but we got Hellblade coming out with no fanfare, and it's taken them 6 years or whatever to make this dang game. The only thing that gives me hope about Ninja Theory is that they've been sort of tasked with exploring the boundaries of tech, and Microsoft desperately needs that. They need a team to be going like, what is possible with Unreal Engine 5, and hopefully the Coalition does something on that front as well. But they need that. They're a tech company that pushed out the most powerful console ever made, and it's like I make fun of it usually lightheartedly, and I usually don't really care that I'm playing Brotato and Vampire Survivor on my Series X, but I kind of also want the greatest stuff that I've ever seen on this console. Like I don't know why we went away from that. It's kind of frustrating.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of people online that are also like saying Phil should give his resignation, like shut up, like stop with all that stuff.
Who would you rather have in there? Should they hire Jim Ryan? Heard he's available.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the scariest part is you don't really know, you know?
One thing I want to say as a side note, which I did find somewhat funny. Did you guys see that Phil Spencer's base got nuked in Fallout 76?
I thought I read, though, that like whoever did it said they've been planning it for a while.
That
like,
was going to be my thing I was going to say.
It was more of a coincidence that it just happened this week.
He deserves it. Like, the guy who did it's like, homie, I've been trying to do this. I've been figuring this out for months. I just felt... He said he was the, quote, final boss. He's like,
That's
I just
really
want to take
funny.
out Phil's house. But
That's really
and now
funny.
other people are looking for it. Like, you shut up. Stop. It's annoying, but...
You know what did we not have any questions coming in about this in the whole community when nobody was asking about this?
Nope.
No, it's
We were
just a lot
fighting
of
it out in
conversation.
Discord.
Shout out to
earlier.
you guys. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Everybody's
We had some discussions in there.
that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gaming as a whole. We went super skyrocket peak during the pandemic when everybody had nothing else to do but buy games, and it fell off hard. And all these companies are trying to figure it out. They made a lot of big moves and hired lots of people, and now they don't need them. Well, they could use them if they were being smart, but hey, shareholders.
The whole like ramping up for big games and layoffs, that's also not new whatsoever. That's been happening.
Yeah, that's games. Yeah.
Ever. Like
Yeah.
ever.
I think
but
what hurts me more about it is that this Game Pass model should mean less of that. Because it should be less about like, oh, we have to sell this huge big blockbuster game to make money to be able to afford to pay people for the next one. You have monthly recurring income to share across all your studios. Use it to put more games in the service. Let's go.
yes
not a
and
lot.
no. So here's like apparently there was internal documentation about whether or not to put Call of Duty on Game Pass because Call of Duty prints money.
It will. I feel like this is a very
prints
short conversation.
money.
Call of Duty sells most on PlayStation, where there is no Game Pass. This is not an issue. There are like 20 some odd million people subscribe to Game Pass. I was tweeting about this. Like, I don't understand how this is a conversation because people just keep copying and pasting arguments on the internet and they don't think about anything. You can't say that Game Pass isn't big enough to sustain anything and also say that Game Pass is stealing purchasing of games. It makes no sense. They need to release games that are good, that are finished, that have a lot of hype around them. You can't base the success or failure of Game Pass based on Starfield, which still isn't done, on Redfall, which was a disaster fire, on Hi-Fi Rush that was shadow dropped. Like, what am I missing here exactly?
Yep.
How is this supposed to work? And then they go, maybe it's not fit for Call of Duty. You haven't even given this
didn't even
whole
try
thing a
anything.
shot.
Yep.
I don't know nothing about nothing, but like it seems to me like which one of these games was supposed to turn the tide? Sea of Thieves now, maybe. State of Decay 2 and Crackdown 3, is that what was supposed to do it?
I think they said the most successful Game Pass game was Forza Horizon 5. I think
That
they
was
said-
the best
Yeah,
one!
because it was finished.
That game
Yeah.
was great!
Beautiful.
And it is amazing. That's my point. That is
Yeah.
exact. Anyway. Oh, man. Good thing I got my heart checked earlier today. 'cause-
Yeah, good, right?
You fit for this podcast.
Oh, my
Yeah, I think the only thing that
God.
scared them was the fact that Game Pass subscriptions aren't rising. They're kind of stagnant. And I think that's the scary part.
That's what, dude, what is supposed to spike these subscriptions?
You're
you
right.
need
You're right.
games.
No, I
With
understand.
maps.
People excited. With maps. Games that are done. That
Game
work.
Pass has games with maps, please.
That's only selling
Holy
you, Sean.
crap, dude. Halo
Only selling
Infinite
you.
didn't have the
used to be a
spike. I wonder
category.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starfield didn't give us the spike that we were looking
And
for.
no matter,
I wonder
no matter
why.
how good Hellblade is, it's not that game.
That
No.
sucks.
It's not that style
That's a
of game.
bummer.
But it's not that style of game, right? It's not the one that brings in 20 million people. It's not the type of game it is.
Call of Duty is going to be that game. Call of Duty is the game that will take the dude bro who doesn't play Call of Duty and make him subscribe to Game Pass. That is that
Maybe.
game.
If he has an Xbox, because
Very
they're
true.
all playing it on PlayStation.
Right. I mean, again, but like the other thing too, though, the other factor as well is that Call of Duty, even though it's on Game Pass, they don't not sell games outright either. You know what I mean? There's still chances for people just to pay for it outright and never get Game Pass. But I just think like there is still ways that people just to straight up buy it.
Yep. And lots of
But
people
I just think
do.
I just think it's a weird thing because you're right, it is monthly revenue that's coming in, but I mean, it's also there's hundreds of games that they're not outright selling that could be, but also they don't own all those games either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We don't know exactly how Game Pass finances work, and we never will because that'll be under lock and key forever. There's NDAs on NDAs on NDAs on why we will never know what that looks like. But I mean, at the same time, like games are expensive to make. There's just I don't know.
Dude, I don't
You know what's
feel like
not
Game
expensive
Pass.
is those smaller games.
True.
They're
Yeah.
Pentiment. Like that
Even the
kind of
deal
stuff.
for Pal World, I'm sure was a steal of a deal.
Yep.
Right.
But I don't see them pushing Game Pass any differently than they did Xbox Live.
No, not really.
But
really.
you kind of
There's a tab.
should. Like,
There's a tab on the UI for Game Pass, and that's about it. Like,
yeah, that's
I
my
think when they
biggest.
got rid of that dollar deal, which I imagine they had to for God knows how long. Like, how many people were doing that dollar deal and just getting away with murder with how much content they were getting for that. But I think that was literally your entry point into getting into Game Pass. Like, if you just entice people for $1 and then let's say half of them forget to cancel a subscription.
Oh, the oldest
Good
trick in the
job.
book, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
And I think them getting rid of that barrier to entry could be, again,
What if it was a game that made you want to get Game Pass?
Correct.
What if it wasn't a trick? What if it was just like, I would be stupid not to have Game Pass? That's the... Anyway, I've done the Game Pass rant 1,000 times, man.
Look, I just increased my PlayStation Plus subscription just to play Dave the Diver for the second time. So I'm not the one that's going to tell you which game's going to get you on it. For me, it's Dave the Diver for PlayStation.
Right.
And it's Little Kitty Big City on Xbox.
I just see a lot of the
Vampire
indecision
Survivors.
about Game Pass, and it drives me crazy because it
You
hasn't...
know, you wonder, is there competing mindsets within
There, no doubt.
Microsoft and Xbox? It's just like, I don't know.
Well,
Our governments where it's like always a back and forth fight and a compromise, and it's never what either side wants, right?
What would you guys think if they got rid of Game Pass? What if they just like, it's not a thing anymore? Game
They
Pass is
better
gone.
give me money back because I have like 2.5 years saved up.
Well, they didn't. Yeah.
She's like, I just want my money back.
Yeah.
No, if they got rid of Game Pass, that would be devastating. That would be devastating.
Do you think so?
Yes.
But
Yes.
I heard that Game Pass is killing all the sales. Like, I don't. This is, and I asked the
It's a-
question cheekily because I don't know. Like, people got like, nobody's made up their minds on this. Either this is the best thing for Xbox or it's the worst thing for Xbox, and I don't get it. I'm getting dizzy. I'm gonna have a nosebleed talking about this.
The one thing that somebody had mentioned was the fact that Xbox used to be this small part of Microsoft. Okay. And they left it alone because it kind of made them money and it didn't cost too much to run and blah, 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 blah. Then they spent $1 billion on Bethesda and whatever. And then they spent a lot of money on Activision. And now Microsoft as a company, not Xbox, Microsoft, Big Daddy Microsoft is like, y'all need to make us some money with all this shit.
But it's
you
been
just
like
bought.
6 months.
No, but not for Bethesda and like that other one. So like I said, I'm just saying, like, I think Microsoft now having a much bigger eye on Xbox as a division because, homie, we just spent a lot of money.
I see what you mean.
And we need to
Yeah.
get something figured out because right now, this studio is costing this much money on the bottom line. This, and this. And like I said, Xbox was, even in the documentary, if you guys ever saw the Xbox documentary, they were like the little side project. The little,
Oh, yeah, I
little
remember- yeah.
team over here where they're just doing their thing. And again, for the longest time they were until Xbox was like, hey, yo, Big Daddy Microsoft, can we get a check for a couple $1 billion?
You
And
know,
now
Mitch, that's the
Microsoft
best
is
thing
doing
I've heard so far, actually, is
Like,
the microscope is on Bethesda because, like, you look at it and go, like, what have they done for Xbox? And it's like, oh, that is a tricky
Starfield
question.
was supposed to be that big first acquisition that we made exclusive
and it sucks
for
that
Xbox.
yeah.
and it came out and it was okay. Like it wasn't it wasn't a Skyrim, it wasn't a Fallout, it wasn't a holy shit, you have to get Game Pass for this. It wasn't that. And again, it could have been, give it 6 more months, give it a year. But again, Big Daddy Microsoft up here is like, yo, we just spent how much
also
money?
the
We
pressure.
need some sort of results. Yeah, it's just like
We don't have any big first parties coming to Game Pass right now.
Look,
We need something.
Redfall is your pressure moment. I guarantee you, Redfall, they were like, we have to release this. We cannot give you any more time. What do you got?
Well, yeah,
And
because they just
they
have
were
all
just
these.
like,
Dude, the history is
and
gaps.
it sucked. And again, like we know that studio is capable of better. It's not like somebody left and like the studio sucked out of nowhere, right? Like that studio is capable. But again, like even if you give Naughty Dog, and this is just a number, a year, and be like, give us your best in a year, they might put out garbage too, even though Naughty Dog's track record is stellar. It sucks. And again, you could say there's a billion things that could cause poor management, whatever, but just Microsoft as a company put up stupid numbers to get these companies, and they need results. And unfortunately, that's how business works. If I'm paying billions of dollars, I need to see some of that back real quick.
Well, finish the games, make them good, give them maps.
It's all short.
That's it.
One of the
Yeah.
biggest shames of this is the year that Xbox has games.
Yeah.
There's big games coming out this year. I'm super excited. And here we are talking about this.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, I'm glad we
guess
got
what?
out of our systems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
There'll be
don't
nothing
worry.
else that we have to whine about for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's
In a
going to be
year-
all sunshine and roses the rest of the year, I'm sure.
In a month, we'll have games, the game showcase, and hopefully we can all shut the hell up about.
That's going to be
something cool
super
coming out.
weird. Like,
Yeah.
we all have to make a big decision on this. Like, do we hate this company or do we not? 'Cause it's like we might be excited about like 5 or 6 things coming
Fair
June
weather
time.
fans.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say I hate. You can't say you hate this company because again, unfortunately, Sony did the same thing.
Yeah.
They literally let people go from Naughty Dog and Insomniac, which, by the way, those two studios don't miss ever, in my opinion. Like, Insomniac and Naughty Dog have never made a bad game, in my opinion, yet you laid off hundreds of people from those studios. That sucks. But again, it's just the business we're in right now and where gaming is and how it's flat and how it's not growing. This is the type of thing that happens as a business. You can't get mad. Any business who's losing money is going to cut people. Sorry. That's just how business works. And it sucks that these people aren't, they are being paid by big daddy companies that have to see a bottom line somewhere and have to answer to stockholders, and they're not independent studios. It's a crappy part. And honestly, I think out of everything we've said, Bowser said the best thing. If Tango wasn't included in this conversation, we would not care.
Totally.
I'm not gonna say we wouldn't care.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
This
Yeah.
would not be a story that we would be discussing right now. We'd be like, it sucks that people got laid off, because that's what happened to Sony. Like, if they had shut down Naughty Dog or something like that, people would be like, what the hell?
Well, the
are
weird
you
thing
doing?
is Sony shut down their their Japanese studios too. So it is
Yeah.
a little bit
That's
strange.
what I'm saying.
But I don't want to do the.
No, we're
I mean,
not-
you're
it's
free
just
to
a-
do it. I don't want to
Well,
be like
industry-
they did
industry
it.
as a whole.
Embracer's done how much nonsense?
Yeah. No,
Like,
I don't.
it's-
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
everywhere
We still haven't
right
seen
now.
Metroid Prime 3. Let's just shit on every company, right? Where's Metroid
I
Prime
know,
3?
right?
Come on. I mean, wait. Or 4. Sorry. I literally have a pre-order still from when I worked at Best Buy for Metroid Prime 4. What the hell, Nintendo? Okay, now we shit on everybody. We're equal.
All right.
Everybody's-
No, the initiative is the one to poop on.
Perfect Dark. Oh man.
Just just shut it down. Just get
Buzz,
rid
if
of
you're
it.
listening, I'm so sorry. I really wish they gave you Perfect Dark news every time they talked about games. They won't.
Okay.
Fee, how you doing up there?
I'm doing great. I'm just listening. I don't know. This topic just makes me depressed, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's just it's a big bummer. As someone who was a part of a corporate thing last year, which ended up not going so super well, and seeing what happens when a large group of people get laid off at once, and then having to deal with it, it sucks. And situations like this, and I think like, to try to sum it up as fast as I can, because I didn't really talk. I wanted to hear what your thoughts were, and it's more in the lines of the fact that like a lot of people don't realize that this isn't just one person. It's not just Phil Spencer sitting on a throne and coming up with decisions. It's stakeholders. It is this like essentially a large, like the best way to think about it, like a group of people are sitting in a room, and it's not just like a few people, it's like a large group of like corporate like executives and a bunch of other people are looking at statistics and not looking at it as a person. They're looking at numbers, and when they look at the numbers and they're like, don't like those numbers, then numbers such as people get slashed. So unfortunately, situations like this do occur. I definitely think the interview today, not so great, but also the fact that she needs to recognize that she was the first corporate president, representative of Xbox sitting in front of a live audience and had an interview. Not good on her. And it's just like, it's a terrible situation overall. And we can't give the correct answers. I know I've been looking at like tweets all day. I've been looking at like YouTube videos. I can't avoid it. Like, I wish I could. I had a conversation with a friend today, and I'm like, if I was not on this podcast, I would be throwing my phone and just like not looking at anything, because it's just like people are like, Xbox is dead, everything's terrible, and I'm just like, you guys are not
sucks.
it sucks,
Xbox
but you
is
guys are not
dead so many times that I lost count.
like, have this conversation with me next week when you've forgotten about it, because that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to lie. A lot of you, like, here's the thing. Within, like, the next month, there's going to be the actual, there's going to be the Summer's Games Fest. Are you guys going to remember this in a month? The answer probably is no. And I understand people are really upset right now, and it's, like, the topic of the week. But it's like, these are actual people that are losing their jobs, and it's just really frustrating that it's just like, here's my pillar, and then people just step down and like let it go after like a little while. So it's just like, it's a constant thing that's occurring, and using this as like a weapon against a bunch of people who don't make the decisions. I'm not saying that you shouldn't like be upset with like Xbox right now, but I mean like the people that are like dealing with this whole situation. So it's just weird. It's a weird vibe. And I've had this conversation a few times this week with a number of other people as well, just because like a lot of people love to get heated about topics like this, and they're just like, this is the end of times. And I'm like, it happens every other week at this point. Yeah. The games industry is bleeding people, and it's unfortunate that it's happening where we're seeing studios upon studios releasing hundreds of thousands of people right now. And I'm not exaggerating. It's literally like probably every other week we're seeing a studio close, or we're seeing
I don't understand who'd want to get into it.
Yeah, like as someone who likes graphic design, and as someone who and I've talked about this with you, Sean, I've enjoyed working on games myself. Like, of course it's like a small project, and I'm not like working for a game studio by any means, but it's fun to do stuff like that. And it's really like upsetting to see people who like have worked towards this goal, and then of course they've lost their jobs. And I'm not saying people who are arguing this right now are not thinking about the people that are losing their jobs, but at the same time it's just like they're using it as a weapon to be like, or just using it as a thumbnail title, which is like, it's just like, come off it.
Yeah, that bums me out for sure.
Like,
I'm gonna be looking at this showcase with like kind of skepticism. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And people who listen to me on Nintendo podcasts know the type of Sean that shows up when I feel wrong, when I feel like Animal Crossing should have a second save file, for God's sakes. And when Nintendo manipulates us, I don't like it, and I don't forget. Yeah. So I'm really curious, because I don't like to think that I'm like one of those like engagement farming kind of content creators. Like, I don't do it just for the sake of that. But I've been with Xbox for a long time. We've been doing this show for a very long time, and seeing the ups and downs, and mostly just trying to crawl back. And I'm personally like, I feel gassed. I feel a little tired of maybe next time. Okay, this showcase is going to tell us like what's coming. I'm like, I'm running out of steam, personally.
One of my issues this week, and a lot of people, I've seen people, and I understand there are specific games that are like, when you think of Xbox, you think of these particular games. And I get that, but people are like, this isn't the Xbox that I love. And I'm like, I personally understand that, but at the same time, like, there are fantastic games currently out there, and just because this is not the Xbox that you played like 5 to 10 years ago doesn't mean that Xbox isn't good right now. There's a ton of different games that I've seen this on Twitter. I've had literally a conversation with a friend who said this as well. They're just like, there's no Gears of War right now. There's no like these major titles, and I'm like, sure, but there's also hundreds of games that you can currently play, and a lot of like indies that you're overlooking because it's not a AAA title. Like, that's why it's gotten me interested in Xbox, is the games that are not the AAAs. It's the games that are the very small niche ones and the very cute. Like, of course, there are some cutesy ones. There's also some, like, really interesting ones that, like, I've enjoyed on other platforms, and now I get to play on Xbox. And so it's very weird to hear people be like, Xbox is terrible now because we're not releasing. And I'm like, so you guys want it back to be a bro console? Like, I don't know what you guys want.
What's wrong with that? No, it's fine.
Mitch
You know
is
what's crazy?
happy.
I just thought about this. Fable, Gears. Those are the only two franchises that literally haven't had a new release in a long time, right? What? Halo still has releases. Halo still has content. Forza is still a thing. Everything else, Xbox that people thought about back in the day was Call of Duty, which is multi-platform. Left 4 Dead, which is gone forever. No one has it. It's just weird. This is not the Xbox I grew up on. The Xbox you grew up on was Halo and Gears of War and Call of Duty. And guess what, dude? 2 of those 3 are still here regularly. What are you talking about right now? That's just such a weird thing to say. I don't know.
Sean,
Gears is the only one that's... And Fable. It's the only, like, notable, holy crap Xbox franchise that's just not around. Even though this new one has been announced, like, 9 years ago or whatever the hell. But, yeah, like, Gears and Fable. If those 2 get shown at Games Showcase, nobody can bitch about the Xbox I grew up on isn't here. That's
Well, we should
literally
talk about it. We should do like a 360. What made the 360 great? Because I think it's actually more than just Halo, Forza, Gears, and that'd be really fun. I think that'd be like, what do
Yes.
people mean when they say that? Because there's the 360 was like undoubtedly, undeniably incredible. So yeah,
Viva Pinata!
that's what I'm saying. Save it for
Maybe
the pod.
that's... You know what? That's the Xbox people grew up on. That's not
Save it
around
for the
right.
pod.
You're right, Fee. You're
I'll
right,
save it
Fee.
for the pod.
The next one, not this one.
Not this one.
A future one.
Yeah,
Future.
Maybe next week's.
maybe next week's.
That's a tease. Stay tuned for next week. Subscribe and favorite.
Okay, y'all. I'm
Yo,
gonna
I'm
go
gonna go
watch
play
Space
some-
Weather.
And I'm going to play some
weather.
video games.
Enjoy.
And you can't stop me. I'm going to have fun.
How dare you?
That brings us to the end. That is all, as Bobby would say. That brings us to the end of the Xbox Drive 339. We've had a joyous time talking about the end of times and also Stardew Valley and cats and space weather and God knows what else on this Friday evening here at Carpool Gaming at youtube.com/carpoolgaming. Before we thank everybody who's supporting us at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, we'll go around the horn and we'll find out, because I have no idea, Mitch Power Your Dreams, where can I find you on the internet, my friend?
Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch most important. Mitch Power 1116. I'll be playing a bunch of games. I always play a bunch of games. Come hang out Mondays and Tuesdays when I edit content, and you can have any streaming questions. Come ask me. I help Fee with her audio on one of those days to make sure her audio is great. So yeah, I stream every day except for today because I do the Xbox Drive. So come check me out on Twitch.
You're streaming right now. I see it.
Big facts.
Fiona, where can people find you on the internet? Not in real life, just the internet.
Yes, on the internet, you can find me over on Twitter. You can also find me over at Twitch, where I've been playing the Rewinder. Mind you, I will be wrapping up the Rewinder, the first part of it, this weekend. And then I have to find another game to play, so who knows what I'm going to play. So definitely go check me out over there. And you can find me over at Point in Progress, where you can hear me swear a lot sometimes. Not just overall. This week we talked about the Met Gala. We talked about Kendrick versus Drake. We talked about everything, which also made me like, at this point, the conversations were wild. So definitely go over there and check it out if you want to. But yeah, that's where you can find me on the internet right now.
Love it.
Oh,
Bowser.
wait.
Oh. Waiting.
I also forgot. This weekend, tomorrow, we're going to be doing a watch party in the Discord. You should come by and say hello. For
What are you watching?
Eurovision with Fulia and I.
From the future? Future
Yes.
Fulia?
Future Fulia.
Isn't it like bedtime for her when that happens?
Oh, she doesn't care. She's
Christmas.
She's watching
Oh, she
it.
doesn't care.
She apparently does not care. We are
All right.
watching this from 3 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be watching
Wow.
it over there. Yeah,
Almost as long as this podcast. That's awesome.
almost.
I love it.
Not quite, but
Bowser, do not give away your home address, but please tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
please do not come to my house. I got cameras everywhere.
Housekeeping.
I'll know. And I will call with the police. You can find me on X and Xbox and PlayStation at Bowser13. You better friend me up on the Xbox so that we can play the 33 Immortals game together.
Oh,
I need more
yes.
friends. Do it. Do it right now. I want friend invites popping up on my phone right now. Do it. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, in the Discord, Backtrackers are meeting to talk about The Veil, Shadow of the Crown, and we will be picking the next game, so you should come find out what it is, play the game, and then come talk about it with us next time.
It's kind of amazing. The Backtrackers is awesome. You guys are playing. This is, by the way, part of our free Discord. You don't have to be a patron to be part of the Discord. It's popping off. We say good morning to each other. People are joining in every single day. So what are you waiting for? Get in there. But if you enjoy listening to the conversations about video games, then I have a feeling you might enjoy being part of conversations about video games. Delroy, who is
stealing everyone's wife?
Exactly. Thank you. Runs and leads the Backtrackers, which is sort of like a video game book club. Does a wonderful job of that. So if you're curious at all, go jump in. It's a great time. I guarantee enjoyment. As for me, you can find me.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Crafty Cool, I see you. Thanks for the friend invite.
Oh, already? Holy crap. Wow.
Live
in
on
real
stream.
time.
Let's go.
That was fast. I did not expect that. Okay, well, now I feel left out. You can add me. My gamer tag is Sean Capri, so is my handle on Twitter. Sean Capri, Sean like Connery Capri, like the pants. That didn't feel right. Did I say that right just now, or did I just black out?
I think you said it right.
Okay. So that's where you can find me. And I want to say thank you to everybody who supports us at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, especially our ultimate producers like Jonathan Brown, who does the music for this show and the PlayStation Drive. Go listen to it on Spotify and Apple Music, and you can find all the links at linktree/pme.jib. And our good friend Cwagmire, who reminds you that the best babes are Xenobabes. Our platinum producers, Robby Bobby Miller and Tim Paullin and Smokin Joe. And our gold members, Adam. You know what? I'm doing it the other way around. I'm going Toxic, Tim Aulph, Shane Erickson, Peje EP, Patrice Mallette, Yon32, Emily O'Kelly, Dannohh, Dan and Luma, CrocoKyle, Cecily Carrozza, CowboyDangerD, Brian Reese, Brad Moore, BobLoblaw, Awesome Dave, Anna, and Adam K. You are all amazing. If you appreciate and enjoy Carpool Gaming content, go to patreon.com/carpoolgaming. You support the show. You help us out. You feel good doing it. You get all that exclusive content at the exclusive tier. You're all incredible. The end of the episode is here. Thank you all so much for joining us today, and we will see you next week. We'll say goodbye now. Bye now. Bye. 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 Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Xbox Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget that we've got some awesome Xbox Drive merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming for exclusive content. Links to everything are in the description. We'll see you next week.